The reason... Okay,
I am
please
not
let me know
intended
if we
for all
have
audiences.
volume, by the way, guys. Talk?
Oh, there we go. I can
Yep.
hear
Oh
you.
yeah, I was gonna say volume's back.
Yeah, so, my headset situation being the case, we didn't have audio because it needed to all be fixed up. I'm so sorry, guys, that was on me. You know, I was
Things
doing my
happen.
own stream today, okay? And now I'm just foggy-brained, alright? I'm sorry.
How dare?
Sorry.
So,
Back to everyone.
to redo the introduction,
Sorry.
I am not Ash, but I will be running the game today. A one-shot game
How
with the
dare
same
you.
characters that you know and mostly tolerate. Will be in the town of Tanzanite, picking up from where we left off yesterday. No, last session.
Close enough.
Yes. The party had made it to the Xel'nari headquarters, had met up with a gnome of interesting disposition,
Hi.
and had gotten some information about the situation in town, informed them of the situation out of town in regards to possible demonic invasion, end of the world type stuff, and they had wanted to. I believe the plan was to go in town to the
Planetaria.
fancy place.
The planetarium.
That's the one. Yes.
Planetaria.
Fancy place.
The fancy place. Planetaria.
Talking like a fog there, not a mug.
Well, I thought planetarium was too modern, so I thought it was so they'd also gotten some moolah, gotten some back pay.
We got
for,
paid!
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Who knew we got paid to do this? We didn't know it was a job. I didn't know it was a job. Storm didn't know it was a job. She didn't know what to do with coins.
Storm doesn't know money!
She tipped it all down her bra.
That's because no, I'm not going to say that Storm had a bad financial teacher.
But she did. And she doesn't understand.
I've not
finance.
seen anyone else trying. That's all I'm saying. I gave it a go at least.
All I'm gonna
I
say is that
delegated.
Storm really never had a purpose for money.
Well, you never had a purpose or concept for it because it was never needed in your prior life,
No.
and then when you got to where you were now, even then you
I've been
didn't need it. You
provided
had
for
everything
my
just
whole
there.
my whole time here because I'm a part of the Xel'nari. She doesn't understand. She doesn't quite. She gets it. She gets that that's how you guys trade, but she doesn't understand the value of it. It has no meaning. Anyway, proceed.
Yeah. So, I believe the party was leaving the Xel'nari HQ, which is in the embassy sector,
Yes.
where everyone is, and traveling to the Planetaria, which is in the southeast.
Next to Kovic's head. On the
That's
stream.
one.
It's right next to
Okay.
Kovic's head.
Yes.
So yeah, the streets here are easy to travel, well marked. Is everyone traveling there?
Begrudgingly. Begrudgingly, but yes.
Yes, of course.
What?
I think
Sorry.
would probably ask, lead people there via the education sector, just so that she can walk past her home and go, oh look, isn't it nice? And then keep on going because.
Oh, so you swing through the Vidalcan Quarter
Yes,
just to get weaponized nostalgia before you go back to work.
I mean, it's probably one of the safer paths as well, because the textile district is a bit safer than the Legoland March. Like,
Well, I assume anything in the inner sort of circle, like the inner city, they have a separate set of walls to keep the riffraff out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Of course.
classism aside, it's probably fairly safe.
Yes.
and Kit, we see you. That's all I will say.
We see you, Kit. We know where you live.
That's
Well,
good.
some people might. I don't know.
Kit knows where the the gnome lives.
6 feet under the ground. So traveling along the Tanzanite streets, you get the same sort of vibe of the preparation and pre-bustle as people are off striding with a purpose as they're sort of moving around. There's preparations of some of the banners and buntings just starting to get prepared, similar to as you are walking in. You do notice, again, in that sort of inner city, a bit more money, a bit more sort of customized sort of things. But even as you go past the Vidalcan Quarter and back out into the textile district, it's a little bit plainer, but people are still putting a bit of effort and pride into that. However, as you are getting halfway through the textile district on the way to the planetaria, you see a group of town guards. Kovac, make a perception check.
Oh no! The teacher's calling on me. That's a 5.
My passive perception's 19.
Yeah, but I used to work with these people.
Yeah, valid.
Mine is 20.
So, yeah, like you definitely see them. It's
Mhm.
if you can see a specific detail that has relevance.
Ideally, it would be nice to be able to recognize them at a distance, but I'm guessing I don't.
They're all gnomes.
No.
Mm.
However, just as they're sort of stepping in front of you, they're coming sort of down a side street.
Mhm.
And it's only at the very last minute, as they're right there, that you see that they're from the eastern precinct or guardhouse.
My precinct.
Yes. There's a group of about 6, and they sort of wave to the group of you.
Mhm.
And one of them is sort of an older person there. You notice that they've got the equivalent of like a rank of a sergeant,
Mhm.
or like a patrol leader in that sort of thing, whatever the term is, comes up and goes, I had heard there was some Xel'nari here. Is this official business?
Why, yes, Sergeant. Of course it is.
There is some... And his eyes dart across to Mug and back and goes, this one here, is he known as Mug? Mug the Bard?
You look to Mug.
We're like,
you get a telepathic message going, well, this shit ain't good.
technically he is known as Mug, the hired mercenary of the Xel'nari.
Yeah, he put his... The guy gets a sheet of paper and goes, this was copied from the logbook at the gates. It says, name, Mug the Bard. Job, consultant to the Xel'nari. Purpose of visit, to be awesome.
Sounds factual.
There is a slight issue. There is a warrant out for his arrest.
How much do we get?
You see a couple of the guards behind are sort of stepping forward and fanning out just a little bit in case there's likely to be trouble.
May we see this warrant, please?
Yes, of course.
And what if we were to tell you that is why he is with us? We are the best of police.
Then
In Kovic's head, she'll just hear, am I doing this correct?
Then I would ask why the Xel'nari are harboring someone that murdered a guard in cold blood. You see all the other guards do actually start to fan out, so that each one of them can see the whole party.
I just look at Mug going, what?
And I'm a little bit taller than you doing also the same thing. Going,
Mug
Actually,
goes,
taller than
Look,
you.
this is a misunderstanding. I haven't killed anyone. I haven't killed anyone in this town. And
Stupid, we've killed a lot of people.
look, I'm sure this can all get worked out. Was there a... Not all of us orcs look the same, okay?
Yeah, Thog.
All of you except the Xanax,
Stand-
Sabadu, Xantix,
Xanadu.
get a telepathic message from Mug saying, "Look, I can teleport away and disguise myself. They'll never find me." Are you all cool with that?
I think that we should all go to the Eastern Precinct together, and we can have a civil conversation, discuss what has occurred, and resolve it. I'm certain that Captain Killian would be happy to see me.
Kovac, you do also get handed the. It's not a full arrest warrant. It's just like the copied relevant details.
Sure.
And you do notice a name on there. I've sent it to you by Discord message.
Oh, fun.
I have lost my fucking mouse.
So
I'm very concerned.
Can I just gonna hold it? Turn to Mug and say,
you get a telepathic message from Mug. Not a fucking word.
Kovac will hear in her head, what are we supposed to do?
"We are going to escort these fine enforcers of justice to the Eastern Precinct and discuss this more in depth."
Anyone can make a perception check, or if their passive perception
Ah.
is 15 or over, they'll automatically hear it.
I have dark vision! Sorry. Passive perception!
That's it.
So
Nat 1, can I
do the thing.
No,
Do
in
the
this
thing.
one, chance no, because it's funny.
That would be a 15 on perception for Xantix.
Yep. So for the people who get 15 or more, you hear one of the other guards go, "What would she know about justice?"
Ooh.
A younger guard, looking like 18,
It's
19.
a good thing I didn't let you re-roll that. We would have had sassy Kovac.
I was laughing at the irony. So, Alice, you do hear that as well with your passive perception being...
Do I see who's said it?
Yes. A
I'm
younger
taking
guard
mental notes.
from your perspective to the right of the sergeant, and his hand is on a little throwing axe, like a hand axe on his belt, and his thumb is just sort of thumbing along the edge of it.
She is going to very swiftly be in his face. No weapons, no, just she's a very cloaked figure right in his face, like, and she's gonna say, "Do you want to say that again?"
He takes a half step back, and he's now just got the little throwing axe, hand axe, not holding it by the base, holding it up near the head as he's just sort of brought it out, and is kind of taking a step back because you've moved quickly, and goes, "She knows what she did." You're probably all paying attention, so Kovac also can hear that, because everyone's turned to look.
Storm will just look at him and say, "How many lives have you saved? How many risks have you taken where your life may have been taken if you took it?"
how many children has she left without a father? I'm one of them.
Storm actually puffs up and goes, "Your parents do not make you. You make yourself. I grew up with nothing. Don't blame her for your life. She has done more good in this world than you could imagine. And you have no idea the fight she fights every single day. Who are you to judge her?"
And she'd better keep fighting to make up for what she's done.
"And what have you done to make up for your life?"
Who are you?
Good question.
You
Goes to
think
show who
because you
you
wear
are.
some fancy colors, you walk into this
She's
town?
not wearing Xel'nari outfit. She's just in a black, like a dark cloak. She's a dark-figured cat person with scars all over her
Oh
face.
no, that might make this worse in a second.
I am not
Oh,
dressed as Xel'nari. I have scars
Hmm.
all over her face. She has piercings. She's in a dark robe.
If you travel with her, I'll consider you coward until you show bravery. At this point, the sergeant kind of steps over and goes, "There's work here to be done.
Storm without breaking
If
eye
you want to
contact.
put in an official complaint about the process for this, do so. But the
for that, can we
suspect
please
comes
get
with us."
cool? Just for that report, we need to put in. Can we have everyone's names, including his, please? Paper
He-
and quill. I'm doing a
Yep.
Kovac.
That's good because currently Kovac is like
The,
halfway
But don't worry, you haven't got
behind
to really
Mug.
put them all out. But someone just make a note of it, just for in general.
The sergeant is a Sergeant Volden, Volden, which Kovac you would vaguely recognize, but he was. You've heard the name in passing. You think he was on a different shift to where you were, so you never really served with him. However, the younger guard is Carl Istend, and Kovac absolutely served with a Greg Istend. In fact, Greg pushed you out of the way.
No. That's
Oh, this is so mean. I was expecting Ash to do this, but the fact that you're doing this worse.
What? Would I do that if given ammunition? Would I? Yeah. Yeah. So now that you see a bit of a family resemblance, obviously the father that you served with had a bit of facial hair, so didn't
Mhm.
recognize it at first. But yeah, it's the resemblance is absolutely there now that you're looking for it. The sergeant sort of goes over, takes him to the side a little bit, calms him down, and he gets put at the back of the column of guards.
Storm is still eyeing him with contempt.
yeah. If this is the moment where they're all kind of like walking off, Sam does want to do one very small little thing, but only during the moment when they're all walking away and leaving us to ourselves.
Well,
They
they're
are.
taking Mug is the plan, or they're not leaving.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But it's like that, at that moment when they do that they separate from us and they're starting to walk away, I want to do a little something. Just putting it there because ADHD brain, forget.
Mug actually does speak up and goes, "When did this supposedly happen?" And the guard goes, "It was a year and a half ago on the third day of the seventh moon. There was you were seen in a disagreement with that guard patrol. You fled along with another person, and the guard in question." There's a slight pause as the sergeant kind of checks out of the corner of his eye the younger guard and goes, "Was found dead with a dagger in his ribs." And Mug sort of replies with, "That could be anyone. There's thousands of daggers in this city." And the guard steps forward and goes, "Yes, but only one had the Skull Crusher logo, the family crest on it." And Mug steps back
Mhm.
and kind of whispers to you all so you can all hear, goes, "Oh, this is bad. This is not good. I didn't do it, but
Who were you with?
I have a question.
Mhm.
No, it's fine. Storm's gonna exercise self-control.
Thank
For the
God.
first time! This is character growth, people! This is the character growth we've been waiting to see. I'm joking, we love you, Alice.
I also love that, like, Mug is normally absolutely the shit stirrer. So just giving full reign for others to, like... yeah.
Storm was a fraction of an inch from punching him in the face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's only got an inch. Nope, stopping.
You all get a telepathic message. Find Jannar Brewhelm at the Black Cauldron.
Can you spell that? It gets one back saying, "Can you spell that for us, please?"
Jannar, Jennar, Brewhelm, like a ridiculous dwarven name.
Oh, is it in BREW, like brew?
Yeah. Yes.
Did Xantix get this one as well, or was it
And
everyone else?
Kovac, you get another telepathic message from
Mhm.
Mug. The guards are looking a bit weird because there's just like intense stares for a moment between the group when no one is talking, but it's obvious that communication is going on.
Mhm.
Storm is not responding
Um,
to anything and is just still staring down this one guard.
And says, "This is your hometown. I don't want to cause trouble. But if you can't fix this, I'm breaking out and saying that you help me." And you know they can't stop me. Make an insight check.
Yeah. Oh wait, that's also something
That was in, that was in her
okay.
head.
That is
Yeah,
a
just the
dirty
one
20.
You actually get just the tinges of fear. So Mug normally has a pretty cocky, confident sort of vibe going on. Bit of fake it till you make it. This one, there's that little bit of doubt in his voice, in his brain words.
X to doubt. X to doubt.
Okay. We're going to the precinct. Right, everyone? Xantix, apologies that you have been caught up in this, but we are going to the precinct. We are going to sit down and we are going to talk about this. Okay?
Shouldn't we be going to the fellow that he wanted us to speak to first?
We're going to the precinct with these fine guards who I'm sure are just here to do their jobs. Okay, everyone? We're going. Yes, we're going?
Xantix just like he can't lean down to you, so he's like leaning up to you on his tippy toes and just goes,
Mhm.
"I'm not so sure they're all so fine. I mean, did you see the little one, the young one? He's a bit of a brash head. I'm a bit worried they might do something once Mug's locked away."
We're going to the Eastern Precinct. We'll talk on the way. Right.
So the guard sergeant comes over and goes, "You can either hand your weapons to your friends or store them at the precinct." And Mug starts taking his sword off and handing it over.
I'll just hold open the bag of holding.
Looks down at the gauntlets, considers for a moment, then takes the gauntlets off and puts them in the bag. 4 of the guards for the town guards, make sort of a box around Mug, and they start walking off in formation, which Kovac would know is how to deal with a prisoner 101.
Indeed. So we're gonna go too. We're following along with Mike. Right.
So, where is the precinct for the eastern sector?
So the guardhouse itself is just in this little corner here in the textiles district.
Ah, okay, so it is quite close to it. Yeah.
Yeah, would not have been far off.
So, Storm, you do notice that you are getting dirty looks from that young guard. He's sort of giving you the greasy side eye as he's
She
walking
gives
along.
him a bit of teeth.
But you also notice that he has been put at the back of the formation, so he's not directly next to Mug. So, whether that's random or by decision, he's not within arm's reach.
Mhm.
So, there's a big old precinct building, well-made stone. It's not heavily embellished, but it's got a sort of a look of sturdy dependability, that it's been there for years and will be there for years. Lightly worked columns out the front, just because everything has to have columns to represent law and order.
Hmm.
Dun, dun.
Special victims unit. That's what this is.
As you get
Mug
there,
is definitely a
you
special victim.
That's why I said it.
you see a quite junior, probably 16, 17-year-old, police cadet, sort of not even fully inducted into the police force, walking a large mastiff around the block.
Oh.
Baby.
I think Kovac would stop and say, Onyx.
You see the mastiff stops, looks around, just tail sort of straightened, just scanning the thing. And the person holding on is going, "Oh, they don't like anyone. Be careful." And then they're dragged along.
The whole big dog no.
As it sort of pounces the 3 or 4 steps, big leaps.
Corin, the construct, seeing the massive come closer, actually flares up a bit and goes as he moves in front of Xantix.
Yeah.
As Xantix going no, it's fine. Stop it, you stop.
And then Onyx kind of just rushes over and then does the "No, I'm dignified now," and just sort of stands there.
Big slobbering doofus into. No, this
Yeah.
is fine. I am.
And
big
then
doggy.
kind of walks with you into the station.
Kovac will give head scratches and will say, everyone, this is Onyx. This is Captain Killian's Mastiff.
Hi. The person who's walking it goes, "I'm his nephew."
Oh, hello.
Yeah. How do you know Onyx?
I used to work in this precinct with your uncle.
Ah. I know the name. Starts with a K.
Mm-hmm.
Kravik. That's it. He said so many stories. I mean, he said 2, but for him, that's a lot.
Kovac.
Yes. Yes. And kind of less you're now at the front doors.
Mm-hmm.
As you go in, he turns left with Onyx. but the main sort of area goes forward. And you know those classic scenes where you like walk into, like a stranger walks into the saloon, they're backlit in the doorway, silhouetted,
Mhm.
everyone turns to face and the music stops. You kind of
Did
get that vibe.
did we already lose Mug and the other group of people? They've already gone away, or are we
No,
still with them?
they're just there.
Cool, cool, cool.
Mug, let's. Uh, I'll. I'll walk with you to processing and make sure that everything's okay.
Yep.
Everyone else, the waiting room's over there. We'll be back in just a moment once I've done the paperwork.
Yeah, you. To speed things along, what are you trying to achieve here?
I'm trying to make sure that Mug is properly logged and checked in, and that everything is above board. Also, hoping to see his complete arrest warrant, making sure that nothing's done in terms of like a paper trail that shouldn't be done with this case, and just make sure that Mug's fine.
So, there was. You get the full details. There was an altercation with a naked Mug running down the street yelling, "I got it, I got it." Where he ran away from the victim, the Greg Istend, who was on patrol with several other witnesses. Then there was. That was at about 11 o'clock at night, close to midnight. Then at around 2 in the morning, just at the end of the night shift patrol, the guard was found killed at the Eastern Port docks near some warehouses there. And you've got a sketch of the family emblem, which is said to be the Skull Crusher family heraldry.
Would I be able to roll a history to see if I recognize the Skull Crusher family name, since it seems like
Yeah.
a noble house? +9. That is a 25.
You vaguely, you know that the artistic design is in the style of the Western continent, and you think you heard something in relation to the Skull Crusher in relation to the Western Plains or something.
Okay.
Like defender of the Western Plains.
Okay.
Like there was a big battle there or something. While you're overseeing the paperwork, which does go ahead smoothly, there is another halfling comes out with the clothing similar colors to the guard, but less militaristic. Kovac could recognize them as the civilian assistants. So the administration and bureaucratic of the police force, or the town guard, comes out with a tray of like small biscuits, and so almost like crackers, like very thin biscuits, and some drinks for everyone, just like refreshment. Do people accept them?
Why not?
I'm good.
Storm's sitting, maybe standing in a corner.
You get a. The captain heard you were here and wanted to make sure that you were comfortable, but he is unavailable to visit. I hope this is acceptable.
Storm will walk up to him and eye him. Can I insight check him?
Yep.
Is he telling the truth, or were they just not wanting to? Like, is it an excuse, or is it truth? Just drop everything on my keyboard. Don't worry about it, guys. I don't know what that is or where it came from. 16? Pretty low for me.
You get the empty-eyed, soulless gaze of someone who works in hospitality.
Yes. Yes, we know this
Yes.
well.
So, in other words, they're just following
They-
procedure.
Yeah, they absolutely do not care whether you are here or not. They've just got that smile and dead eyes of someone who's professionally polite.
Why do you think I look like this?
So you get no ill intentions behind it. You get no intentions. You think they'd rather be home.
They're a robot. This is what we have learned. Is this how we get warforged?
Storm will look at them curiously, and just ask her, "What are they busy with?"
Their job. They're a captain. They have to report to people, I believe. You gather they seem confused that you would ask that.
Silly kitty. Don't ask questions.
And who do
Yeah,
they report to?
well, the head of the guards, the town council, occasionally the merchant advisory team, if they're in session, and in certain cases, the ambassadors from other nations.
Mm-hmm. What if I said I was ambassador from another nation? She takes the hood off, and is now very obviously cat person.
Cat. I'm not aware which nation that would be. Forgive my ignorance.
It's okay. Nobody knows.
Yes. Very good. And yeah, Mug has been processed.
Okay. Mug, we're going to figure this out, okay? Just go
Mhm.
with the guard to the holding cell, and we will.
I will be my normal, lovable self.
Of course.
And you hear a telepathic message, and that's a threat.
I will give your case my number one priority. Mug, you have my word. I will not rest until I'm able to resolve this.
You just get the trailing bit of him, like, he's obviously sending this to you telepathically as he's starting to work on a limerick about the guards.
Fine. I'm going to walk
Yeah.
back to the team. Okay, Mug's all checked in. The paperwork seems fine. Apparently, one of the crimes that he committed was public indecency. This doesn't surprise me at all.
Kovac,
Yes?
I have not once seen Mug naked.
No, but he seems the type, doesn't he?
No. Kovac, what kind of mug have you been knowing?
Look, I've had to arrest more than my fair share of naked people. It's an interesting category, and he does fit.
So, now that the processing has been finished, Mug's been taken away by the precinct guards instead of the patrol guards. The
Mhm.
patrol is about to head back out and leave the precinct back on to the streets.
Cool.
I'm actively dodging eye contact with
Mm.
Ben.
Just
Carl.
as the young guard is about to leave, he will receive a telepathic message. I even wrote it out and everything. It's like,
Ooh,
no, yeah, it's a proper
exciting.
one. You think she hasn't paid for what she's done. You think she doesn't relive those times. You don't know her struggles to make sure she never makes these mistakes again. But she also doesn't know your pain. Maybe once you've grown up, you can talk about it. Until then, keep the city safe, and try to be at least half as good as your father was.
Oh!
You see, he was looking around surprised, and then he just looks angry, and then he turns to Kovac and stares daggers, assuming that it's a trick.
All the while, mind you, Storm is glaring at him as he
Oh,
walks
yes.
Oh,
past.
and when Sam sees that, Sam's just going to be like, look down. And as soon as their eyes meet, it's going to be one of those winks.
At that, just as you wink, the group of them step out of the doorway and around the corner, and you
Just-
lose sight of them.
It's just one of those times before he turns around and goes, actually, the door closes. But yeah.
Who's nearest to Storm right now?
Xantix, I would say.
She wouldn't turn to Xantix and say this though.
Oh,
So
It
No,
would
no,
either be
it just doesn't make
Kovac-
sense that she
I
would.
know, I know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It would either be
I know.
Kovac or Sam. Sam was just kind of generically in a place, not designing to be. Probably closer to Kovac, because obviously knowing Kovac's
Yeah.
being a little.
She
little-
would no. I think she would probably turn to Sam and say this. She like crouches down and like squats down.
Is my brother here as well?
No.
Okay, I forgot that.
Because the idea was only one of you is
here.
out and about at a
He
time.
was a bird. I don't know
Samuel,
what the
yeah.
fuck he is. That's
you
a good
haven't
point.
regrouped with him yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Storm will
Poor
crouch down, put
Samuel.
her hands on her, like her head in her hand, like fist, and go, "You should be proud of me. I did not cast furball on him."
And you just get a pat on your head. It's like, we're always proud of you, Storm.
I hate him.
Once Kovac regains her composure from the withering stare she received, she too is going to bend down and say, "Sam, what did you do?"
Pretty
Kovac,
obvious by body language what was going on there.
Kovac, I think you should be more concerned about what we didn't do.
Pocket bacon? Just pulls up the pig.
Francis Bacon.
Wait, no, didn't I give this to... no, I gave the pig to Thalai. I gave the pig to Thalai.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
I did!
yeah, just before he left.
Yeah,
Just before he left, I gave it to him so he had a little something to remind him of us and a little bit of food. Just to make
But
sure he
the-
had some food.
But the lie didn't say goodbye to you guys. He left, so I don't remember when.
Oh
he did
shit,
that.
yeah! No, what am I on
Hmm.
about?
No, you gave it
Yeah.
to Thog, I'm pretty sure.
No, I didn't.
Did you? I can't remember.
You didn't give it to the lie because the lie left in the dead of night. No one saw him leave.
New pocket bacon, everybody!
All right, pocket bacon it is.
Pocket
Mm.
bacon.
Oh, I'm
So-
stuck in my own pants. That's what I get for wearing floofy pants.
Okay, let's.
If you want to insight that, you're more than welcome to, but that's up to you.
No, I think Kovac can probably put it together, but she was hoping to actually hear,
The nice words.
or just like hear something.
Yeah, it's just like, and then when Kovac starts to like go up and away, just be like, "Was defending my friend, okay?"
Mm.
So you're standing around at the front of the eastern precinct of Tanzanite.
Let's go and talk to the captain, shall we?
Well, the captain was busy apparently.
Kovac, you,
Yes?
if you have problems talking to the captain, you could use me as an excuse. But we are Xel'nari. We should be able to talk to him regardless.
I don't expect I'll have any issues talking to the captain.
You do know that with the duties that he's got, there's a heavy political component of like meeting with the equivalent of meeting with the chief of police, sort of thing. So if that's the case, that's a meeting that it's very difficult to just excuse yourself because an old friend is in town. Like bordering on criminal abandonment of duty.
How about we make an appointment, and while we're waiting for that appointment, we go follow up on what Mug suggested and go to that, was it the leaky cauldron? The black cauldron?
The Black Cauldron, yes.
Yes.
Is there a reception here?
Yeah, there's basically one of the town guard just sitting behind a small table in a little sort of alcove.
Storm will muster up her bravado and walk over.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I request a rather urgent meeting with the chief. It does not have to be right now, but it is
Mhm.
imperative that it is soon.
If there's an issue that you need addressed by the guards,
No,
we do have a
we do in
process.
fact need to speak to the captain. You can address it as Feather of the Wind from Wenua. I am the speaker to Atwa. If you do not know what this is, then you are not of a high enough rank to understand.
Let me get a 7-B form. Kovac, you know what the 7-B is.
Crazy people?
It's the a form that gets filled out in pencil so that you can erase it and use that form again.
It's the, sure, we'll get right to that,
Yes.
honey. We'll get right to that.
I think Kovac would probably step up and say, I think you'll want the 37C-6 on this one.
Oh no, that doesn't covered by the jurisdiction. It'd be a 24-K if anything.
No. Okay? If not 36, 5.
Storm just turns to Kovet and goes, "Are they defying me? Are they going to make
No.
war between our two continents?
No, of course not.
Do I need
Your
to go and get
Eminence.
the people of Wenua over here to explain to the Queen that your people are not cooperating with us? The savior of our island has been taken for reasons that seem rather unjust. And I wish to have a conversation with the chief about this. This is completely unacceptable."
I hardly think that'll be necessary. Let's just split the difference. Get me a 13-Q and we'll call
I'm
it
gonna
a-
call for a skill check, which I've never done before and will never do again. This is a battle of bureaucracy. So I'm going to interpret that as a persuasion check powered by intelligence.
Okay, I can work with that. So it's +5 for me.
Sorry,
Natural
persuasion by
20!
intelligence?
Natural 20.
25.
Can I
Oh.
assist? Oh wait, that was just, or do I have to
Not
do
in
my
this
own roll?
case. Yeah, yours is
Sadly-
a separate path of interaction.
Okay.
So that one there, you essentially manage to convince them through the red tape. You bind them up in the red tape for what to actually process this as a request.
Mhm.
You do get a we will send a message as dictated by the embassy agreement.
Good.
You know there is no embassy agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Storm at this point is actually going to pull out her Xel'nari badge and also say,
Mhm.
"Oh, by the way, did I forget to mention that we are also Xel'nari here? This is official business. Are you still going to deny us?"
Of course not.
You sure?
In
Because
that case,
you look very much like Denial. And I'll tell you now. We know what we do with people who don't like
would you
to
would
help
you like to
in our
speak to my
endeavors.
sergeant?
Yes.
A very old, um,
She's going full Karen here, by the way.
I
Oh,
have
we
noticed-
realize
Nice.
this.
suddenly you've got bleach tips to your fur. A surprisingly old tiefling comes out from the back. You can see there's sort of cracks in the horns and wrinkles in the skin. Comes out and goes, "Is there an issue here?"
Yeah. We just wish to speak to the chief.
The chief is not here. Not in the building.
Okay. We are not asking
Do
to
you
speak
wish
to
to-
him now. We just want to make appointment to see him in the near future. We are of Xel'nari
course.
on his official Xel'nari business. I am an ambassador from the island of Winoa, which, yes, I know a lot of you do not know exists, but that is because it is a well-hidden island, okay, protected by a god that none of you will understand, blah, 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 is super-duper secret. Should not even be telling you about it. But hey, you will discover it all soon, it's fine. We are emerging into the world, okay? However, we need to speak to your chief.
So at 3 points, tried to interrupt and then stopped. And then goes, "Put your request on the bottom of the form. Explain what you need and how to contact you."
That's Korvac's job.
So
Kovac
it's
conjures a quill.
a more generic form, and it's basically just like requisition form. And so the top half is to who it's going to and what type of requisition, and the bottom half is a blank thing to put in the description. So you can put the Xel'nari request a blah 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 appointment with. Yeah.
I have undoubtedly done hundreds of these, so the quill just floats down to the desk and begins to write by itself.
Autofill.
She will also include a note at the bottom that says,
You hear the guard that was behind the thing went, "Oh, you're her," and then immediately shuts down and shuts up and goes, "Oh, sorry."
Storm looks at him and goes, "Do you have something to say?"
I just heard about the pen. That's all. The quill. I heard a story. That's all. That is all.
Mm-hmm.
"Did you hear about my quill?"
Nothing. Quite aware that there's like Xel'nari agents in front, and old grizzled sergeant standing next to him.
Might I inquire as to your name, good sir?
Kenza?
I will note it. I will pass it on to my chief to make sure you are never allowed on the island. I don't like you.
Okay.
You're disrespectful. And she just walks out.
Yep. The request is filed.
I will
And
add a note at the bottom that just says, "Regards, former Detective Kovac."
So, you are in the textiles district. At this stage, only two of you really know your way around the city.
Storm's put her cloak back up. She does not
Yep.
want to draw eyes.
Yep.
She'd rather be seen as a suspicious, shadowy figure than a weird cat person.
So Kovac and Xantix know their way around the city. Sam and Storm do not really.
Now, Xantix, I believe you are correct. Have you ever been or heard of this location, the Black Cauldron? I'm not sure which of the... Wait. Which of the docks was it located in again?
It was Western.
The Western Docks.
Yeah.
I don't really have much business going down to the Western Docks, but
You have actually, just to spice things up, I was going to say you have heard of it as a place to acquire rare ingredients.
but I have heard it's a good place for unique ingredients that may be needed.
Oh, interesting. I can't imagine these ingredients are required legally.
I never inquired. I'm not really one for needing ingredients like that.
You know, Kovac, I have a question.
Yes?
What does it mean to not acquire legally? Isn't
to
it
be
like,
acquired
but
illegally.
but you know, like ingredients, do they not just grow in the wild? Why is it illegal? You just pick it up.
Oh, no,
don't
some-
belong to anyone, no?
You know when sometimes if you get like some ingredients and you mix them together and they make something new, sometimes they're
Like
like,
cookies?
yay, that's yeah, in a way.
Okay.
And sometimes it's good and everything's fine, and other times like, ooh, that one really makes you really sick, and so you shouldn't be putting that out
like
there.
the mushroom.
Like the mushroom, yes, isn't that a very good example? And some people go like, "Oh, we must not use these," but others are like, "I'm gonna do it anyway."
But
So
isn't that
sometimes
just,
they do it in secret.
but why is it illegal to do stupid thing?
Because it's not that the
Safety.
individual is being stupid, it's that the individual might use those ingredients to make something that can hurt a lot of people. For example, if you mix one of these poisonous mushrooms and make it into a gaseous form and throw it into a busy street, well, that's about quite a few people that only are sick or injured or worse. Thus, we must control certain substances.
So you were in town during that case. That was a doozy.
No, I
Oh.
came in the immediate aftermath of that. I saw the cleanup. It was not pretty.
No.
So what you're saying is it is not acquisition of illegal ingredient, but resale of.
Well, because you shouldn't be having it in the
Distribution?
first place. So it's not necessarily the resale itself, it's having it on your person.
Hmm.
But there also may be the case that some of these goods may have been stolen and thus sold when they shouldn't be sold.
I
Hmm.
I
assume
don't understand why I'm having to explain this to you. We covered this in basic class.
Oh,
Were you not paying attention, Storm?
she just shrugs.
I assume we're walking and talking.
Yes.
Yes.
Kalan, do you want like shit in your shoes? Because this is how you get cat shit in your shoes.
Xantix doesn't know Storm.
Exactly. And Storm's
Xantix
just like,
was someone
yeah,
did
I
a
was
few
totally
lessons
listening go through all my classes. Psh.
Yeah, Storm didn't graduate due to nepotism from Barter. No.
Storm didn't get in due to nepotism, not at all.
I was gonna say Storm didn't technically graduate. Oh no, that was on her island. That was on her island.
No, that was the island. Storm is technically the speaker of her island. She is like literally like the second highest rank in her entire island.
That does raise a
She's
good question.
literally-
Aren't you now stuck in a conflict of interest between the Xel'nari and your island because of that political position?
Kind of technically, except that she hasn't officially taken the role.
Except
Except that you keep on shoving it in people's faces.
also the Xel'nari would swear black and blue that they are not political. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because
They'd lie, but they'd say it.
it is a position and role acquired after joining the Xel'nari. Therefore, she. Anyway, semantics.
What was I gonna say?
So you're moving sort of north, and
Also,
then
this is the
heading
first time
west.
Storm has used it.
No, sorry, I just remembered. Sorry, slightly going back a step, but I just realized
Mm.
Storm is the poster child for flunk out, but you still succeed. Look at me, I'm the speaker of my island now. I flunked out. You can do it too.
No, it's flunked out 1%er saved by their demigod daddy.
Daddy, demigod, daddy. That
Kind of
1%, yo. That
joined
1%.
joined the Xel'nari during their gap year and now have been invested with this
Yeah.
magical power venture capitalism.
Yeah.
No,
Daddy
Storm's
didn't
God.
give me a yacht. Daddy gave me an island.
Storm's life is literally a series of coincidental misfortunes that have led to fortune. So, like, bad thing happened, but great result. Thing happened, great result. Just literally, that's the story of her life.
Your life is a whirlwind. Let's just say that.
Mhm.
If Mr. Bean was a cat.
Oh. Oh.
Kinda.
Accurate.
Oh.
Yes, failing
So-
upwards. I like that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Passing through,
yeah, so they-
just because this game is going to get horrendously derailed and it cannot go for a second session, so
Hmm.
nudging stronger than usual.
Mm-hmm.
like this
Indeed.
one.
Yeah. Heading along through, as you get to what is the western port area, you see that there is a patrol of guards around there. There's a bit of rivalry between east side and west side,
Oh no.
don't I know it? My gosh.
to the point where there's many stories for why, but the colors that are used to sort of signify it, there's very slight color differences. These ones, the colors are just flipped and reversed for the different precincts. So none of you are identified as East Side guards, but you do know that there is a bit of a identity culture rivalry.
I'm sure Kovac is aware of that, but she never really understood why people cared, so she doesn't care either.
And Storm's oblivious because she doesn't understand the social
Yeah.
expectations or norms of these people.
Yeah. Kovac will just hear in her head though, like, no matter what happens, remember we're here to back you up.
Thank you. Also, your hood's slipping. Be careful. We're a few blocks away from a trade house of your father.
Oh, that's just disgusting.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Oh, I'm gonna need to keep a note of that. Yeah.
So-
Unfortunate plans.
You're walking along the street and you see a tabaxi up ahead talking to a local. As you get closer,
Does Storm
the-
recognize them?
yeah, they're one of your tribe. They were on the island when you were last there. They are one of the younger ones. You weren't. It's a little bit odd that they sort of jumped off the island and went to land. You wouldn't have necessarily picked it, but something sort of the adventurous got them. As you're getting up closer, so maybe 15, 20 feet away, you hear the tabaxi goes, "Oh, you mean I could get an entire house here for only 20 gold? That sounds amazing."
That sounds like a scam.
What are scams to people who grew up without money?
Oh, honey, no.
Except that my people don't have money.
I assume the person talking to this person is explaining the concept of money, but not very well.
Well, you see the tabaxi there reaches into a pocket and pulls out some coin and goes, "Is this 10 gold?"
Storm's gonna rush over, by the way. And interrupt the exchange.
There's motion out of the corner of their eye, and they turn around to sort of see you, and then look of surprise, and then go, "Speaker, have you decided to stay in this city as well?"
Ah, not yet. In fact, one day I will actually probably return to the island. But for the time being, I have come here to visit. What are you doing here?
This person here says that I can buy house. I can have big place to live. I do not have to make it like at home. It is great.
Yeah.
All that work to put a roof up, no. I give little metal disc and they give me house.
Yeah, that is how it works. But
You
Like,
notice the
insight
the
check.
person standing across for them is getting a little bit like they've shifted to the side
I'm
a
gonna
little bit.
insight check them.
The tabaxi or the human?
The human.
Yep. Make
But-
a.
Just an insight check? Straight?
Yep.
Yeah. 25?
Oh yes. They're doing a bit of a read, and they're kind of. As you walked up, you could see over the tabaxi's shoulder that they had like that big grin, that sort of "Hey, buddy, pal." Thing. Now they're kind of taking a step back and they're moving back a little bit. You see them do sort of a scratch to this side of their head,
Mm-hmm.
and Sam has thieves' cant, don't you? Oddy, you.
Hmm?
Sam has the
Sorry.
level of rogue, and you have thieves' cant.
Ah! I get to use it!
Yes. This guy
First
is.
time!
This guy is giving a little scratch on the side of the temple, down the side of the face, and to the other side of the neck, which
That's not the
translates.
tabaxi, that's someone
No,
else,
the
right?
human. It translates
no.
to "back off, bitch. This is mine."
Storm is going to get close to this person, and all of a sudden, she is surrounded by a whirlwind swirl of air around her, and is looking a little bit more imposing than before, and the wind picks up and surrounds her and goes, "You will leave my people alone."
Also, Kovac, to add on to that, what is the rules and legislations against illegally trying to sell someone property that they don't actually have access to or own?
That could easily fall under the jurisdiction of criminal fraud, perhaps perjury.
Oh, no. Look, there wasn't fraud. It was a legitimate house. It was exactly what I said it was. There's no sort of fraud here.
Okay.
The size of it may have been a little bit different. It may have only been this big instead of a thing, but it
Oh, he's
It
just
meets
a
the-
normal landlord.
meets the exact description of what I was saying. And he's
What's
like
that
taking a
noise?
step back, another step back.
And Storm is walking in pace with him, keeping the same distance.
Does someone have a beeping in their?
It was Zoe, it's my
Yes.
sorted.
It's
Yeah.
it's an oven.
Mind you,
And
when I
yeah,
say it, like, there's a full-on whirlwind surrounding
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
he's very freaked out and kind of going, "Nope, not my too much. I'm out. I'll leave them alone. I'm not."
Oh, by the way, if you did take anything purchase-wise, money or this or that, listing off the items that they could be, could you please return them before you leave?
The tabaxi goes, "Oh no, I didn't buy anything from him."
Oh, no.
Reaches in, pulls out like a little necklace, and goes, "I did get this before. Really nice. Look how."
I'm. Oh no! Please don't be a necklace of fireballs. Please don't be a necklace of fireballs. I'm gonna have a look at.
They
I'm
go,
gonna have a look at the
I only
necklace.
paid 1 silver.
I'm having a look at this necklace,
Yeah.
giving it a check over. From being from a mercantile sort of family background, I would have seen various bits.
Yeah,
It's my estimate.
Well,
Um,
it's
I'm
pretty
looking a bit
obvious.
Yeah.
You don't even really need to roll. Looking over it, you've seen this sort of thing before. It's essentially gold leaf over tin. So
I think
it's it's the thinnest layer over.
Okay. So I would say
Could-
to the
Costume
tobacco.
jewelry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, you paid a silver. Could you show me one of these silvers, please?
you hear the Tabaxi speaking in Cat, the
Mhm.
storm, going, "Can I trust this one? She did all that weird magic stuff in the sky.
That's how you know you can trust
Her,
us.
her
Oh
and
wait,
the big
speaking-
green one, they did evil magics."
Storm chuckles and goes, You can settle. If there is anyone here you can trust, it is these people here. You need to be
She goes,
wary of the rest of the people here in this town.
That's what the human one said, Barda. She gave us some of these coins to help us and then told us to be careful.
You have not been careful.
What, I shouldn't have bought the necklace?
Do not trust everything that everyone says.
Are you guys speaking in Cat? Just
Yes,
double checking.
We are speaking.
Damn it!
all-
I wanted to go to Storm and be like, now you know what this is like.
I should have been using the Tabaxi accent, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm going to interject and say, I assume this is about me. I only wanted to make sure that your associate hadn't mixed up silver and platinum.
Oh,
What's platinum?
Barda would not have given them platinum.
Oh, okay.
The coin came from
Platinum.
Barda.
Platinum.
Yes. Silver and platinum look visually similar, but are unfortunately worth very different amounts.
Very good, I will remember that.
Who is looking after you while you are here? Do you have a representative?
There is only 3 of us here. We decided most stayed with the on the island. It was the only way they knew.
Hmm.
But there
They are
was
safe on the island.
yes. But I kind of wanted a little bit more, so I came out here.
That's okay.
This
There is
is-
nothing wrong with this.
But I'm not sure what to do.
Ah,
Back home, I would fish. Out here, they have big boats and nets, and they just put all the fish into a boat and sell them. It is not like the way that we would.
it is very different. I personally think the city like this is too busy. I don't like it here. But
There was somebody who wanted to pay someone to carry a message to other people.
that is
is-
a thing that happens.
Would that be good job? Is that
Possibly.
scam?
No, I'm Sam.
By the way, they would have changed into speaking common
Mm-mm.
for this part as well to
Uh,
not be as
when-
exclusive.
When when Kovac interjected and Storm started speaking common, they would have probably just started
Yeah.
speaking common. So Storm will say, I think, Kovac, can you draw a map for my friend here to the Xel'nari, so that they can find the base of operations. At least the Xel'nari can look after you. They might be able to give you job, not like Xel'nari job, but like little job, and guide you in the right direction. Just tell them that Storm sent you.
Oh, I was just thinking of a thing we could do.
Hmm?
Like, so, okay, you know when a place has like tourist guides and things like that? But like this is what we teach you, these little things like foreign exchange programs.
Cultural exchange.
Cultural exchange.
The
Yeah.
Tabaxi's Guide to Tanzanite.
Hmm?
But like the Xel'nari could do something like
Hmm.
that if we had more members or invited extra people in,
Yep.
and then they could start. Wee.
We lost the Zoe.
We
I'm
did
back.
lose us.
Oh.
Oh, fantastic.
I was wondering if you're just being really pensive.
Oh. Kovac, do you think Xel'nari or maybe your family might be better place for assistance for my people? Uh-oh, we can't hear you.
Right?
Oh, wait, what?
What?
Oh, okay.
No, we
What?
can now.
We can.
My father and mother are very well connected, at least within the Vidakan Quarter. There are probably more ideal places for seeking employment in this city, though. There are different job placement sites all around
I
the
Want to
city,
make sure they are.
depending on your career of choice.
They're going to need to be looked after. They don't know the ways of the people here. It is not just any job, it is somebody that has to be mentor and guidance.
Is there a
Well-
hospice or something here?
I am good at fishing. I can run really, really fast, like totally really fast. And did I mention that I can run really fast?
You did. I think potentially being a career could work for you. You just need to make sure that you get a job with someone reputable. There are several mail services that run throughout the district.
There
that could be a
was
good place to start.
Kovic,
a sign nearby saying that they wanted workers, but
Mm.
someone nearby said not to work for them. They said bad company? Something called the Weatherby?
oh no, don't work for them. No. Wait, Sam, isn't that your family? Yeah, no, don't work for them.
No.
Oh,
Unfortunately, technically, the business models when it comes to the actual locations are actually fairly decent, and they've got good benefits, and it's more the higher corruptions and situational sorts. Like you can see, Sam's clearly quite uncomfortable saying this, but
Yeah.
like as far as she is aware, like the working conditions for working for one of his father, yeah, there are some sticklers for like certain rules and regulations, but outside of that, they're okay.
I just assume it's like well under minimum wage, like under a living wage, like exploitive.
Oh, I've got no idea. Yeah, it's like not too sure. I wouldn't say exploitive because he's still got a reputation that he has to keep. But it's not like amazing. Probably, well, I mean, for the higher up you are and what you do, obviously, the better pay. You know,
Yeah.
you know what kind of hierarchy I'm kind of talking about. But it's something, but it's not
Well-
like desolate,
I think
to my knowledge, unless Ash wants to change that information.
No, they are actually they pay decently.
Okay.
just the
It's
corporation's
a
kind of
reputation
crappy.
thing.
Yeah.
It does depend. Like the lower laborers would probably because of how big the company is. There's under management and micromanagement going on, and
Yeah.
there's probably some shaving off the top that's going
Yeah.
unnoticed.
Some locations obviously different to others, but as long as it runs and works, it's fine. But obviously, father would be very easy. So what's going wrong here? Okay, you're gone. Next. That's what he does.
So the tabaxi goes, "Thank you, Storm, for your help. I know where to find you now. I go to Embassy District and Xel'nari Embassy HQ.
And I'll have gotten Kovic to write a letter explaining, can you help situate them, etc., etc. There's 3 of them, their names.
Please take pity on the bearer of this note."
Basically, signed Storm
Yeah.
of the Xel'nari.
Just curious because I may have missed it. Was one of the 3 Clever Wish?
I will let Ash decide that.
Of the names of the 3 tabaxis?
Yeah.
That's why I said that there were others, but hadn't been named. And we can fill that in the next session if you need time to work that out.
I don't think it would be Clever Wish.
They will.
One of them
They will
is...
say the names, and
One
it's
o-
blah and blank.
Okay.
But yes, Storm will get Kovic to write a letter, give it to him, and say, give them this to the people there, they'll help you. And the letter just basically says, help them learn, they need guidance, they're hardworking, they just don't understand the people.
They're new to town.
Yeah.
So, you know that you're only a block or 2 away from where you suspect the black cauldron to be.
Also,
You're-
the note, by the way, would also say, if any money is required for this endeavor, bill it to Storm, basically.
Yeah. Garnish from wages.
Not even, just keep a tally.
Yep.
And she'll come past and check it out later.
So, you have heard that it's in a certain sort of warehouse district, and that it's an underground bar, so it doesn't advertise. Oddie,
Yeah.
you're again twice in one session. You see some markings on the walls and thieves' cant.
Okay, what are these
So-
ones say?
The
Well, sometimes they're useful things like
yeah,
find shelter here and things like that. So
you do see the first marking you see here is neutral ground. So there are subtle markings of kind of like gang/criminal organization turf, but this one is strictly this block is neutral territory, which you gather is a good sign that the criminal bar is probably going to be in there.
this is like that hotel of Winnie the Assassins, that from John Wick, like neutral ground.
Yes. Either that or
Okay.
the bar just pays protection money to everyone, and they get left alone.
Yeah, yeah. I make
and yeah.
note of that. I'm hesitant to maybe tell Kovac because it's one of those things of you tell the authority.
We're the authorities.
Yes,
Aren't
I
we?
know. So I'm gonna not tell Kovac.
And as you're sort of looking around the area, you see 3 kind of shady individuals heading down an alleyway.
Well, here's the thing. I may not need Sam's assistance because I have the background feature from my City Watch investigator, Watcher's Eye, which says I can easily pick out dens of criminal activity in a community.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know what
So,
kind
yes.
it is. You know it's a place of criminal activity. That's
Yes,
but-
I do.
Yeah.
You see some shady people. One with like a wooden box under their arm, with a bit of a cloak over the top, head down an alleyway.
Xantix, this looks like the place.
I can confirm that as well. I mean, it says if you look like there and there.
Kalan, do you respond?
Oh. Okay. Sorry. I went blank for a minute. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
So it is starting to get later in the afternoon. The sun is definitely very low in the sky. So there's a bit more activity of the social kind rather than the business kind, because this is just back from the docks. So there's more people going around looking for a place to socialize.
Is there anywhere nearby that I think might be private enough for a change of clothes?
You can go down a different alleyway and be careful and discreet.
If I can find a sufficiently narrow alleyway and then like create a minor illusion of a solid wall and just keep that up for a bit. Kovac is planning on changing clothes.
Yep.
There's no way that she's gonna get into a CD bar dressed like a Xel'nari agent, and is gonna recommend that Xantix does the same.
Storm already
What
looks
is
shifty as fuck.
Xantix in Xel'nari colors?
Yes,
It
Xantix
hasn't
would be
been.
in, isn't it? Yeah, Xantix
Ah.
would be.
So yeah, you can take a few minutes to swap things up, take an outer layer off, swap it around. Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Just
guess.
gonna-
Yes, I guess this wouldn't be very conductive, would it? And
It's
I
very-
just take off like a
it's-
coat. It's just a coat with colours on it, and I just
Hmm.
open up a saddlebag and just shove it in there.
Yeah. I'll be swapping out a doublet with the colours on for a different doublet with a very similar cut. And just...
As you're heading down the alleyway, Storm, I'm going to say that you're at the back of the group as you're heading down. you just manage to hear some sound of someone coming up behind you with your high perception before they get to you. You turn around and it looks like they're trying to grab you. What's your response?
She just dodge.
Punch him in the dick.
She will dodge.
Dodge. So Ash, as Thog comes in to give Storm a hug,
Opposed grapple check.
All right, opposed
That's a natural 20.
Hold on. People have the right to do a DM reroll.
I could burn through them all in useless checks.
Oh! I rolled a 19!
Oh, it's so close.
-2.
It would not matter.
I was expecting to get to this point significantly earlier in the session.
We got
We
distracted.
faff.
Yeah.
We faff.
But yeah, as you're stepping out to the side, you recognize that it's Thog, who has just sort of seen you and recognized you and gone to give you a big hug.
Yes, and with a grapple check of 29, I think I get you.
Oh, wait, if I compare that to my dexterity saving throw, though.
It'll be acrobatics.
Oh, no, it's still only
I think,
25, damn.
you can oppose with.
Well, I'm not strength, I'm trying to
just-
dodge it. and Yeah.
I choose to believe it's because the corridor is too small that she tries to dodge, but he takes up the corridor.
Yeah, his arm width is.
But as soon as she realizes who it is, she's gonna let him grab her.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just grabbing you around the waist and lifting you up like a foot off the ground and just Storm! Where the hell have you come from?
Unhand by you giant, and I just pick up the gun because I have never seen such a
Loud
giant green
noises.
slab just
He's
pick up shouting.
he's gonna look around at the rest of the group and then look down at you and just go, Xel'nari? What happened to you? You got squished!
I'm not gonna say anything. I want to see what. I'm just waiting. to
Storm's
see
gonna turn around to Xantix and go, "It was an unfortunate accident."
You also would notice that it seems that Thog may have been day drinking.
Doesn't
Pretty
concern
safe
her.
bet.
She doesn't
Also,
care.
it-
She's just happy.
What? No, I'm not a Goliath, you fool. I'm a gnome.
As I said,
Goodness me,
how do
unfortunate
you
accident.
Mix that up.
They messed up your brain real good when they squished you.
What? No, I'm not the lie. I'm My name is Xantix. Xantix Gumman.
Sorry, yeah, he hit his head real hard when the squishing happened.
Zan.
Why are you like this? What the hell is
Why are you like this? I'm sorry, that's the best. That's the best.
Zan.
Don't worry about it. And
Uh,
Storm just whispers in its ear and goes, "He's just a really small, annoying one, to be honest."
Xanthix, this is Thog. He's a companion of ours. We've now found him. He's lovely.
Storm's gonna.
Do
Not
you like
mug.
drinking?
Not particularly. I might have a bit of a sherry at the end of the day, but
Gonna
not too
lean
much
in-
drinking.
Lean into Storm and go, yep, annoying, alright.
Storm's gonna flip her way over so that she's sitting on his shoulders.
So you've reached the front of the. You do see there's a door, a couple of steps down from the alley to a half-sunken door, and just inside there is a big, muscle-bound human and a half-orc, which Thog knows on a first-name basis.
Storm on
Gary?
his shoulders.
Grog, how you doing, lads?
You get the bro nod. Just,
Storm mimicking
good.
him.
Got some drinking buddies with me.
Are they going to tear the place up?
Are we allowed to?
No one's ever asked that before. Probably not.
Then
But
we
if you
will try our
do-
best not to.
Stop.
If
stop,
you
stop.
can pay for it, it's fine. I think.
How
Yeah.
mu- Okay. Thug.
Storm, don't mess with Gribbs. Gribbs gonna no.
You're talking with the human. The orc looks like they had been asleep and just kind of like, yep.
Storm pats Thog on the head and goes, okay, if you say so, then I will behave.
They sort of look over the rest of you because it's obvious that like Thog has vouched for Storm and kind of the rest of you.
But
And
you
then
can
they
also...
see a halfling, a gnome, and a Vidalcan.
Well, the thing
And
is,
like-
COVID.
when...
Oh, and
A
the
halfling and
construct.
gnome and a Videl can walk into a bar.
And there is
well-
the construct as well.
Oh,
when-
you're bringing the construct with you.
The dog's with me at all times.
Actually, yeah. If you left them outside in the alleyway, you'd walk back and there'd be no legs.
Yeah.
It'd be up on blocks.
Just parked
there's-
at yes, the blocks.
There's also the fact that when Storm takes her hood off, she's very clearly an exotic creature. And she is covered in scars. She looks very roughed up. So she probably looks the most like she fits in a place like this.
I can be a cat.
Meow.
Meow.
Well-
You go meow 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 and meow 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 because you're a cat. You're a kitty cat.
Yeah, that's
That's.
They go to you. Well, they just tapped a new keg, so get in there while it's nice and fresh.
So
They
what are
they
we
step
doing?
aside to allow the group into the bar.
Okay, I'm just a halfling then.
Even though Kovac changed clothes, I know that just her entire aesthetic screams narc. So she's just gonna like keep her head down and try to avoid attracting attention.
Unfortunately, Xantix is just screaming attention because underneath his Xel'nari coat, he has his mithril half plate, which would just be gleaming and shining and reflecting like all light as he's just walking in.
So there's a few steps as you head down. So not much of the light from the street actually makes it in. As you get in there, you get sort of there's a bit of a smoky haze as they've got like a mixture of oil burners and candles around the place. It's not super bright, so you can see sort of the shapes. There is also a herbal essence in the air as you're sort of walking through, and you get an aromatic vibe.
Ah yes, the drugs.
So you walk in. Obviously, there's a few people that sort of look over. There's a table of 3 people off to the side. As you walk in, they look to each other, give a slight sort of nod, get up, and leave.
Do I recognize any of them?
You recognize their type.
So it just screams they don't want to be seen doing what they're doing and they're leaving?
Yeah. You think they've made you as a narc.
Of course.
And they're just going, whatever's happening here, nope.
When my PC did the dumb thing, I lost some of my notes. What was the name of the person who was with Mug on that night again?
Jannar Bruhelm.
Okay.
One of you're not sure whether they're serving staff or just patrons, walks past, looks at the group and goes, no pets.
What?
You can... No pets. And you see them looking down at the construct.
This is not a pet. This is a companion. I can't leave without them, and I can't leave them out there.
They
Have
wait
some
for you.
compassion, please.
They wait for you to finish and then go, I was talking to that one. And walk off.
Was he referring to me?
No, referring to the construct.
Is it like the construct? They were saying to the construct, no pets.
No
as in-
pets.
That's
in
in the gnome.
As in the
Yes.
gnome.
Gets
I
a
was
few
gonna s-
chuckles.
I was gonna say, would you
Fog,
believe it's an
Fog
emotional
gives a good laugh
support
at that one.
It's an emotional support construct.
That's the he's a kid of that one. Always gets me laughing.
You do see that there's a bar directly opposite the stairs going down. Off to one side, it's a slightly sort of roped off area with some stairs down the far end near the bar going up. And then there's just the general sort of basement floor where there's a dozen tables. Only a couple of them have people, patrons sitting at them at the moment.
Okay. Are there any dwarves visible?
Storm will.
Yep.
I'll just say tell Thog to go to the bar.
Yep. So you head off to the bar. You're looking around for dwarves. You do see two dwarves sitting at one table up in the VIP area, and another dwarf sitting alone in the normal area.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Thog.
Hmm.
I almost
What?
forgot. We are here looking for someone. Something like Jendi Brew something dwarf man. Do you know
What?
anyone like this?
I know a few dwarves. Arm wrestled a number of them. There's one over there right now.
What's his name?
That one there?
Yeah.
No idea.
Oh. What about that
Haven't
other
wrestled
dwarf?
that one. What other dwarf?
Well, isn't that another dwarf over there?
Oh, I thought that was a hairy gnome.
Oh. Well, it could be, I suppose. We'll go with Harry Gnome. Okay, what about him over there?
I mean, if you're after a Brewhelm, is that the one you're after?
That sounds about... Yeah, I think that's right.
I drink with her every now and then. She can beat me, and that's saying something.
She? Not he?
No.
Ooh.
I know it's a common misconception.
No.
That's
This is
racist.
not... That's not what I
Miscu-
meant.
Or sexist.
There are female dwarves.
What? Of course there are, Thug. How do you think? Never mind. But no. I must have not been listening very well.
As you are sort of saying that, you see there's a subtle shifting of the level of light as someone's walking down the stairs, and you get that bit of sort of silhouette blocking part of the light. And there is a dwarf in armor, shield on the back, gives one of the bouncers a playful punch as they walk past, and walks straight past you up to the bar. Actually goes up next to Thog and goes, "Out of it, my boy. You fancy another round of drinks, do you?"
I'll always give you another challenge. One day I will beat you.
Oh, you can't do that. It's not going to happen in my lifetime, and I live a lot longer than you.
Exactly. I got, less time. I've got to prove it. I'll do it.
Well, let's have a little friendly warm-up then. 4 whiskeys, and the same for him.
Are we in? So, is everybody in the party currently in a 30-foot area?
Technically.
You can very easily be, yeah.
Is that possible with me also not drawing attention to myself, like being off to one side?
Are you going to try and cast a spell?
I'm going to try and cast a spell.
People will probably have disadvantage to notice because it's dimly lit and smoky sort of area, but there is a chance that they will notice.
Okay. At this point, it's worth it. I'm going to try and find somewhere quiet and cast telepathic bond.
Mm-hmm. Who are you including in that?
I'm including Thog, Storm, Sam, Xantic, and myself.
Okay. So Thog and Xantic, I believe, have not had this used before. Would that be correct?
I believe
No.
that's correct. Yeah.
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 Okay.
I mean, Thog's had Sam talk in his head before.
Mm-hmm.
And Mug as an individual, but
Hmm.
not like conference call. So you cast a spell.
Mhm.
It's just a single action cast, is it?
I don't have it prepared, but I'm using my once a day ability to be able to cast it for free
Okay.
at normal speed.
And do you send a message or?
I would probably send a message to Storm, who is like up near
I'm on Thog's
Yeah.
shoulders.
Thog, and say, "Who's that dwarf you're with?"
You get a mental shrug.
Could you ask? It seems Thog knows her. Also, yes. Hello, Thog. I'm talking in your head. This effect will last for an hour.
Thog, who was about to accept the drinking game, just was like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I've been drinking more than I thought already. I'm hearing voices in my head, and
Storm just
it's
like leans
crazy."
down and taps his chest and goes, "No, no, no. You're fine. Don't worry about it. I'll even pay for the first round."
Oh well, I'm in. Say no
That's the
more.
spirit! Also, what is your name? I am Storm. And she like puts a hand down to like, still on Thog's shoulders, to like shake a hand.
Waves, because of height difference, doesn't want to like reach up to shake hands.
Oh right, of course. It's Thog's really tall. She'll also like wave.
Ari, I'm Jenner. Jenner Brohelm.
Oh,
Most
that's
people
a nice
know me
name.
here as the person who'll drink you under the table or kneecap you if you try to cheat.
Thog, you
Oh,
better
I've
not
seen
be
her
do it
cheating.
twice.
No cheating, Thog.
No, I've seen her do it twice. I like my kneecaps attached.
Aye. Some people don't like them when they go backwards, but hey, fuck them.
This is Storm, the fluffy one I've been telling you about, going on adventures
Ah.
with.
Was she the
Hello.
one that was licking mushrooms all the time and then got really weird?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's me. I really like to lick mushrooms.
The
Please
one
no.
that you
And
said that if
eat
ever did get
flowers.
drunk, the world would implode. That one.
Yeah.
I did get drunk. I won't.
Did the world implode?
Well, I guess in a way it kind of did. Now that I think about it, Thog, are you a seer? Can you tell the future?
She gets like a. She takes the shield off her back, and you notice it's curved, except there's like a flat. It sort of curves to a flat part and then curves again, the wooden shield, and she like puts that on the bar to act as a tray for all the drinks to be put on, then carries her shield across to like one of the tables, puts it down and starts serving the drinks from there.
Cody's gonna jump back on the mine lake and say, "So, is that who we're here for?"
So it's like, oh yeah, what was the name of the person we were looking for again?
Jenna Bruhelm?
I think so.
Okay.
We're going
I'm
to have a
coming over.
drinking contest. Want to join?
Yes.
Really?
What?
Okay, hurry up.
Is that because you're the best at the party at it?
It seems like an extremely logical course of action. Before Kobe goes over, she's just gonna reach her hand up and kind of like tussle her weird flocked mohawk over to one side to kind of look a bit messier, and we'll try and loosen the stick up her butt just a little bit as she walks over to say, "May I join?"
Okay, so you're gonna try and act like an emotionally functional human being. I'm gonna need a deception check.
Storm does pay for the first round of drinks. How much does
Who
it cost?
says a DM can't throw shade? Yep, you're paying for the first round of drink.
How much is it?
There was 8 whiskeys, so a gold.
Okay.
I rolled a 12.
12. Okay. You're a interesting group of people you got here. You're how can I say it? Not the usual sort of crowd we get in here.
Well,
I could be more honest, but that'd be a little bit rude.
the
Surely you've
unusual
seen
usually
some.
attracts the unusual, don't you think?
Aye? It's the boring people are entirely boring, that's for sure.
Surely you've seen some Vidalcan here before.
Aye. One of them, or I haven't seen them back. They got so drunk, they tried to see whether they could drink through their gills. It was
Mm,
hilarious.
Yes, I can't imagine that would have ended well for them.
Oh, I don't even know what color they changed. It was a magical evening.
Storm will jump down and sit down at a table with everyone. She's not going to drink in contest from Thug's shoulders.
So, Jannar sits across from Fog and goes, "You ready?"
Oh yeah.
Goes 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. He follows suit.
Number 4 is for sipping. That's how we do it.
So, are Storm and Kovac also joining in?
Yes. So Kovac would pay her share to take part
Yeah.
and have some drinks, whatever.
No,
She'd be.
Storm shouting the first round.
Oh, okay.
So the agreement between Jannar and Fog was for 4 shots.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's not required that everyone does 4 shots.
Okay. I think Kovac's trying to ingratiate herself, and so would match the pace being set to like earn brownie points.
And Storm has no sense of responsibility.
Xantix will get a whiskey.
I honestly thought you were going to say a sherry.
No, a whiskey. He likes his whiskey too. And he just sits there just going,
Just going. Well, Fog, you want me to tell you that story again about how I hit a storm giant in the nads with a hammer? It's a great one.
Oh, it's fantastic. You guys got to hear this one. It's so good.
"Oh, but,
Well,
hold on. Sorry, excuse me. That sounds fascinating, but I was wondering if perhaps you could tell us a different story you may know. One about a individual known as Mug.
oh, of course. So Mug and I were traveling along. We found this storm giant, and then I hit the storm giant in the nads with a hammer.
Thog is just like in tears of laughter.
At this point, Kovac would, just to make sure we're all on the same page, also just say into the mind link to everyone, this is the dwarf we're looking for. Let's make sure that she doesn't get away.
Storm's laughing along too. Do we need to do some constitution checks to see how drunk we get?
Okay. I'll go with this. There will be a level of inebriation. If you just want to roleplay that you are getting drunk, 4 shots of whiskey will get most people, unless they have poor life choices, fairly drunk. If you want to be more sober than that, then make a check. Or if you just assume that you are on your way to getting drunk, you can just play through that.
Okay. Kovac and Storm have pretty good constitutions, so
Yes.
they should be pretty okay for the most part.
How about this as a house rule?
Mm,
You can, for each point of constitution modifier, you can take a shot without any effects.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
and then it compounds after that.
okay. So that fourth whiskey that I'm sipping,
Yeah.
that one I'm starting to feel.
Just as a guideline for sort of stuff.
And I have consumed all 4, and Kovac is barely feeling a thing. So she's internally recalibrating her sense of allowable inebriation, because this is new.
Until
Thug's just
someone
looking
casts
at-
Dispel Magic on your Amulet of Health.
No.
Thug's just looking at Kovac like, where the bloody hell did this come from? You never drank
She-
like that before.
Yes.
Thought you were a total lightweight.
I have been deceiving you, Thog. I thought it would be funny.
Wow, you
That's a
deceived
good
me.
one there.
Is it okay?
So what about these? You're traveling with wee little ones there. That's a bit of an odd. Halflings and gnomes, that can't be good drinking buddies. What are they going to get up to?
You know what's good about little people? They can get into little spaces.
Wow. That could lead to some interesting evenings now, couldn't it, there?
You wouldn't know the half of it.
So what is the wildest thing you've ever done? And she, like, drags a chair over and just puts her feet up, like muddy boots on the other chair.
We fought a dragon once.
I overthrew a demon and saved a god.
You, points at the gnome. What tall fucking tale are you gonna say? These two are lying through their fucking teeth, so you might as well join them. Dragons and demons, my hairy ass.
Well, actually, they did fight a dragon. It was only a young black one up in the mountains up north, and they didn't kill it. They just drove it off. But that one is true. I'm not sure about the demon and the god thing.
Oh
though.
yeah,
That
it
one-
was upon the
that
back
one's
of
new
a.
to me.
Okay.
As for me, if we're gonna go for tall tales, I guess the
That'd be a
most
stretch for you.
interesting one I did was I was once on a ship sailing. Was sailing in the southern coast. I was assigned for escort for a dignitary, and demo pilots went to attack. Of course, it was just a merchant freighter we were on, so they were a bit panicky. But well, once you know, I was messing with an experiment, and I decided to try it. The demo ship was very surprised when it suddenly had a hole in it and sank very, very quickly to the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, that reminds me of the pyramid.
Yeah, I made a pyramid and broke an entire fleet.
So, I'm gonna assume that you end up phrasing a bunch of, like, real crazy shit that happens to you.
Yes,
As
but out
a
of
story.
context. Completely
Yes.
out of context. Like, we don't give any context whatsoever. It's just like, oh yeah, there was that time with the Kraken, and there was the giant beam of light, and it's a fantastical story that just sounds like idiot drunks making things up off the top of their head.
And, like, she telling equally tall tales. There's some of them that you're pretty sure she's just making up on the spot. And then one of the tales she does say is how her and a orc broke into a library. Oh, it was great. There was this night we got so wasted we were trying to walk on not walking on our feet or our hands, but walking on only the left foot and the left hand. Trying to walk down the street like that, we were gone. And then there was this like orc guy that I just met, and we were like going in there trying to get this book for some other person for this thing, and it was mad.
Were you naked?
I didn't get naked, but he did for a bit. He was packing a little bit, not too much, but enough to get going, if you know what I mean.
That's
The
a
moment when
crazy
the DM
story.
is praising his character. And now,
It wasn't really my type, you see. He's like, the poor bastard couldn't even grow a beard. What sort of dwarf would be with someone who can't grow a beard? Nah.
That would be terribly silly. You
This is where
know,
Thug's like, this is why we could never work out. Sorry.
Xanthix is just like subtly covering his like slight white tuft of a beard, and a little bit of concern as he's just sipping his whiskey, just going, "Oh, please don't notice me."
At this
And
point,
yeah, she would break you.
Yes.
at this point, Kovac is going to produce from her bag. Where is it? P for potent. A potent alcoholic brew put together by the tavern keeper of Dallery, which Kovac still has on her person. A very, very strong mix of alcohol. She'll say,
Oh, is this the special brew?
yes, the special brew. She will say, I've noticed our cups are looking a little dry, and will pull out this bottle and say, I will just go to fill up one of Jannar. We'll fill all 4 of Jannar's shot glasses, and we'll then keep on going round and do the same for everyone, just to continue to get her more.
I'll pick it up and
loose.
sniff
Like-
it.
Yeah, she does
And
the
I'm
same thing
gonna-
where she like sniffs it.
I'm gonna message you, Kovac, and just go, "Are you sure this is alcohol and not like cleaning fluid for metal that smells strong enough to rip off most rust?"
I'm getting a slight note of boot, maybe a little bit of burnt cedar, smoky, muddy. Aye, good shite.
I was going to say, if it is the brew from there, then Xantex is probably also detecting a slight hint of gunpowder.
Oh, I mean,
Smells
that's a
like
little.
What the place is this gunpowder doing in this?
Kovac will reply in Xanthic's head and say, "Oh, I would not drink this if I were you, but it will loosen her lips."
At this stage, you see, or you notice the whole room goes quiet, and a half orc walks out from the back across the bar, gives a nod to the barman up into the VIP area, and it's only once they get seated there that the rest of the crowd starts sort of talking again.
Oh, why is Mug here?
Told you I'd get out, bitch.
Storm just like
Oh!
taps
That's where
on
you
Mug,
find that he's actually the leader of the
Who's
criminal
that?
underworld.
taps on Thog and goes, "Who's that?"
Oh, you don't want to. Drinking. Yep. Yeah, drinking.
You're not worried about a random half-orc?
That's not a random half orc, you little shit.
Well, then who is he? I'm curious. And
Well-
as I say curious, I am now going to down the shot of it because I'm in the mode.
You got distracted and accidentally got drunk.
Yes.
I assume that is Grips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing you down the shot, he's just like kind of looked at you like, maybe you're not so weak after all.
Hey,
Never mind. That's Gribbs. He kind of runs the whole place, and runs the place.
You mean this
Jenna-
establishment?
Jenna sort of jumps in and goes, "You know how I said I'd kneecap people if they're cheating? He doesn't need that sort of reason. Don't look at him the wrong way."
I will send into Xantix's head a brief dossier on Gribbs.
What is this brief dossier of Gribbs?
He
It has the
He-
word allegedly 17 times.
a known crime boss is basically his main position. I feel like comparing him to Kingpin from Spider-Man wouldn't be far off, in the sense that he is he's a big scary dude, but is also simultaneously able to maintain a certain amount of peace.
Has physical and political power.
Yeah.
Aye, so what you doing here in this little place then? You're mediocre liars and tale tellers. And you've obviously got too money to be here for the entertainment. You could go anywhere in the city you want.
Storm just flat out goes, "Visiting Thog, of course."
I did tell him I'd be here when I left him last.
Yeah. What other
Uh,
reason do you have to come get drinks when visiting good friend? That is perfect reason.
You're strangely enough, your weird little cat friend. I actually believe. You others, stick out like a sore thumb.
Storm's gonna look over at them and be like, "They are a little put together, aren't they?"
Is Thog dumb enough to say that Kovac used to be a cop? I'm gonna make a wisdom saving throw. That's at a -1. I rolled a 19. Yeah, no, he's smart enough to not say it.
Good.
He's a learning.
Because Kovac is like just feeling a bit cautious, but knows that we're probably gonna have to push this along a little bit. And we'll say,
Don't let your eyes deceive you. The small one there, no, not that one, the other small one. Bit sneaky. Can turn into stuff too.
What, like can turn into a table?
I haven't seen him do that, but he's definitely turned into like a creature before, like a bear and stuff.
Aye. It's kind of
Turning
impressive.
to
That's not
Sam, he's
something
like,
I can do.
Can you turn into a table?
Sam,
They
Audie,
Jannar goes, look, all I can do is something like this,
Audie.
and cast a spell, and
Yeah?
suddenly they're a halfling.
Oh, I'm not turning into anything in this place.
He was just asking if you could turn into a table.
Yeah, I just look and was like,
And you look across
I
the
mean, if you
table,
pay me
and
enough money, I can be a table.
you see a female halfling with a full dwarven beard.
That's
Can all you
impressive.
small people do that?
Aye, it's one of our abilities. We cannot tell the big folks. You know how it is. That little one there, pointing over at the gnome, goes, I hear he can turn into a snake. Is that all right?
He's just gonna like lean.
Oh,
in
wait,
real
is it
closely.
me?
No,
No.
pointing at the gnome.
Yeah, me. No, not. I can't change my form, but
And that's how you know he's lying. He's trying to keep that a secret from everyone. You know what's going on.
No, he's right, because that used to be for lie, but he got switched. He used to be a Goliath, but now he's like,
You know what? Someone saying that they're not a snake is such snake
I'm
behavior.
the lie.
Big snake energy, eh?
Big snake energy.
I
Big
am
anaconda. Big
different.
anaconda.
I taught the lie.
That is
And
like
that's
story.
I'm happy to keep you drinking with you if that's what you're after, but I don't know. You look like you're looking over your shoulder a bit and trying to see what's happening.
I'm
Stone.
going to
Oh no, go.
Sorry. I'm going to just look around and just send out to the group mentally.
To the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, to the
Yeah.
WhatsApp. I may be able to get us out of here with her.
It's a
for
Who's App group.
For a more one-on-one conversation. I'm going to offer to turn her into an animal, and then we can leave with her. Sound good?
At
I
this
mean-
point, Storm had already been leaning forward, not paying attention. She's a little bit beyond
Woozy?
tipsy. And she's like, okay. Here's the dice. We're trying to get our friend out of being arrested. Do you think you could help?
Do you need him smuggled out of the city?
Nah,
I know a few good smugglers and about half a dozen bad ones.
we're just trying to get his story straight so that we can, wibble wobble it a little bit to get him out.
Oh, you want some witnesses? I can pay people to be witnesses.
Well,
That's easy.
first we need to know what
The
happened.
guards around here aren't very bright.
No. First we need to know what happened so that we can rewrite the story.
Oh,
Yeah,
so what happened?
we don't know. He won't tell us.
Then you really should find out then.
Well, we're trying. He said he was with you. No, wait.
Hey,
Did he say he was
how do I get... You're not going to get me arrested for something that someone else did.
Oh no, no,
Polymorph.
no! I don't want to get you arrested. That's too much trouble. Plus,
So,
Thug likes drinking with you, as if I would ever do that to Thug.
what type of saving throw is that?
Polymorph.
Oh no, it's a con, isn't it?
I don't.
I thought it was
believe so.
wisdom.
For what?
A polymorph. It is a wisdom saving throw. A DC 17.
Wait, you're
Well, here's
casting
the thing, we
magic
can-
on her?
I'm
Yep.
polymorphing her.
Why?
So they can smuggle her out.
But
Ooh.
why?
Only a
It's in
15.
public.
Yeah. It also, is she aware of this? Because as soon as she turns
Absolutely.
whatever, it's gonna.
What are
It has
you trying to change her
verbal
into?
semantic components.
Yeah,
so-
it's not a stealthy spell. You're casting a spell in open.
Mm-hmm. I know.
What are you changing her into?
I'm going to turn her into a turtle. Or I suppose a tortoise, technically.
A tiny little tortoise.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh no, have you not watched Critical Role? Turtles can be terrifying.
Not a big snapping turtle that terrified Ford. A little
So-
tortoise.
You get a little tortoise. You're not sure if it's an optical illusion, a little bit of moss, but there's like the semblance of a beard. It's still there, still hanging on, and it tries to bite you.
Okay.
Like you're close to it, and it just like rushes you and tries to.
Eh.
What happened? What? Where are you turtled now?
I'm gonna pick up the tortoise by the shell.
Come back.
This is
Thug is
so-
going to distance himself from the party.
We're leaving.
Kovac, what have you done?
You can't cast spells while if they have components, can you?
No.
While polymorphed.
No.
No.
Cool.
So
You have an angry tortoise.
I'm going to put the angry tortoise in a pouch on the belt and go to walk out of
Okay.
the pub.
Roll 1d4.
Oh no,
Oh no.
that's a 1.
You take 1 point of damage as you're bitten through the pouch into your hip.
Oh, isn't that a concentration check?
Yes, it is a concentration check.
With a goody 10.
Well, I rolled a 2, so that's a 10.
So, yeah,
I'm built for this.
and you just quickly get up to leave?
I'm just leaving the pub.
The barmaid notices that something was happening and was like making her way around the bar to make her way to your table.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking Janar's shield with you?
No.
So that was just sort of like leaning up against the table.
Mhm.
Is everyone else leaving?
No,
you stay.
Storm is stunned sitting at the table with Thug.
I think it's time to go. And I'm gonna get
Thug's just like, you're
Well-
gonna be lucky if you can get the bloody hell out of there after doing something like that, you stupid bloody idiots.
Don't lump me in with them. I wasn't doing this.
I'm talking to them.
As you, so are you staying or going?
Standing back a little bit.
Storm is
Yeah.
just standing with Thug.
You, for those who stay in the bar,
Mm-hmm.
which is everyone except Kovac, is that right? Or is Xantix leaving as well?
Xantix and Corin is leaving.
So you go. So it's Thog and Storm and Sam.
Well, we're not sure. Sam's AFK. Or Oddie's AFK.
I think Oddie said Sam will follow.
Oh,
Yep,
He's
we'll
going
go
out.
So Storm and Thog, you hear a strong but slightly gruff voice from the VIP section say, "Find me what that Verdalkin's name was." No other actions are taken at the moment, but it's a get me your name.
Thug's just gonna lean into Storm and go, "We should probably go and make sure we pay the tab."
This is the sort of place where very few people run a tab. It's mostly pay up front.
And she's like, I already paid up front.
Then let's just do the go part. That would be smart right now.
We'll wait for them to leave first. I don't want them to think that we're with them.
I think they know we're with them.
Okay, let's leave then.
As Thog leaves, he's just gonna turn to the judges. Right, gentlemen!
Storm is gonna like pause on the way out at the two guards. Go. Never mind. Keep walking.
Yeah, so you're heading out. Kovac, roll another d4.
At this point, I am.
This is just as you're getting to the sort of the top, unless you're running past the guards. This is just as you're getting to the top of the stairs and can bring the tortoise back out.
2 damage.
Yep.
That's a 27.
For your concentration check?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're now out in the alleyway, like a little bit behind you, Fog and Storm, but you're all sort of out there, and you can take Jannar the tortoise out and hold her beak away from your body and hands.
Yeah.
It's one angry tortoise.
Storm just looks at Kovac and goes, Kovac, what is wrong with you?
It seemed like the most efficient
No!
solution to our problem.
No! You are the biggest fool I have ever witnessed. What is wrong with you? In what social norm is it okay to turn someone into a turtle when you want to have a conversation with them?
That wasn't a safe place to have the kind of conversation.
So
that
you
we had with
ask!
her.
You don't turn them into turtle and kidnap them. That is not how you get cooperation from somebody. Kovac! Have you learned nothing from our time together? On our travels? This is
Of
an
the bad
utter
decisions I have
misuse
made.
of your magic. I am so disappointed in you right now, and you call yourself...
Oh,
And she just stops and
only
goes,
Bill I was here to call you out on your bullshit right now.
Just wait, Mug has the message spell. We'll tell him all about this. And like, hey, it's a lie. You're this.
Hey, it worked.
Yes, but why would she talk to us now?
Just as you say it worked, she tries to like bite your thumb, like snap around the head.
You deserve that, Kovac.
I've already been bitten twice.
Good.
Kovac, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty stupid, but that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Why?
In the middle of that bar of all places if possible, you cast magics and take one of the patrons out. That's not very smart.
Kovac, you
Well?
know better. Why did you panic like this?
It doesn't
it
matter
has-
now. The point is, it is done.
This is why
So
we
we
need
can
Mug. He
either-
knows how to talk. Where is
So we-
Mug?
We're trying to
Mug
get
is
you
in
out of jail.
prison, and we need to
Oh
speak.
yeah, you haven't explained to
No one's explained it to Mug.
Mug is
You know,
arrested, and we need this turtle's cooperation to explain what happened, and we weren't getting it from her.
You
Why
were
did
I
you
already...
assume
just
that's
ask?
We-
That's what I was trying to do. And
I
then
don't know. I'm just
Kovac
going
turned
along with
her
what
into a
Kovac's done now.
turtle.
You do notice that the turtle is now just still. It's not
think
trying to
it's
bite
dead.
you anymore.
Look, let's go somewhere a bit more quiet, and we can have a rational conversation instead of having it right outside the place where we just did the thing.
can we
Agreed.
make it? Yes. Can we make it back to the Eastern Precinct HQ in an hour?
No.
Yeah.
It'd take you about 2.5 hours.
Good grief, this is a big city.
You could try and like hire carriages and get them to race, maybe. That'd be super risky on many levels.
Can Storm look around and see if there's like an abandoned looking or like unused looking building of any kind?
There's one that has had some fire damage under totally not suspicious circumstances. That is nearby. The roof is partially caved in, and it's been sort of like blocked off. But you reckon you can make your way in there, and it'll be away from passing traffic?
Storm will look around and notice and go, in there, for now. Let's just get off the street. We'll talk this over in there. Just be careful it doesn't look super safe. But at
Okay.
least it'll be discreet.
Mug. Sorry, not Mug. Sorry, GM.
I
I would
I
like.
honestly thought that you were about to say not mug, thog.
No, apologies. Mr. DM, I would like to use my background feature of the urban infrastructure, is it engineer feature, which I have
Okay.
basic knowledge of the structure of buildings, including the stuff behind walls. So basically, looking at that building, is it safe for us to actually be in?
You do know that it was totally arson that set it off. It was.
Yep.
And 2, as long as you're on the sort of southern side of it, it's structurally sound. But 2 of the support columns on the northern end of the building is probably where the fire started. That side is not safe.
Right. Once we do walk in, now I suggest we stay on this side of the building in the south, because if we go to the north, you can see the fire damage over there, and that's where the fire started. Oh, it was totally arson that burned this place down. And if we stand over there and accidentally knock one of the
Storm,
pillars, the whole thing will collapse on top of us. That's just bad. Now we're here.
Storm turns to me and go, next time you don't have something useful to say, please keep your mouth shut. Thank you. Turns back to Kovac.
But that
And
was perfectly
shut-
useful. But
that
what
was
happens
good.
if you
Shut
stood
up.
there and
Just
you
shut up.
missed the thing?
Shut up! I don't care
No,
what you have to say right
excuse
now.
you.
No, shut up. You are the most obnoxiously annoying adult I have ever met, with nothing important coming out of your mouth. Even your classes were boring. I slept through every single one of them. Okay, now back to the business at hand. Kovac, what have you done?
Looking slightly down, he just goes, "Well, it takes one. Isn't
She's
that
drunk.
not the kettle calling the pot black,
She's
bitch?"
She
I'm
doesn't
going to assume that you just thought the word bitch at the end and then remembered that you had the mind link going.
Yes. Yes.
So we go into the abandoned building.
Well, I
The only
think we're
person who
already
has a bit of problems fitting in is Thog. He has to kind of like wrench it open a little bit more, 'cause
Shimmy
we
in.
boarded up, and just kind of squeeze through.
Uh,
Yeah, you're in what's essentially a half burnt out warehouse.
Is there a sturdy-looking piece of like column nearby that could hold up to some punishment?
Yes. There
Okay.
were originally 4 vertical wooden columns. There's now 2. 2
Okay.
of them have burnt out and the roof has collapsed down that end. You also are getting you're not sure how you know, but 2 big rats are giving you greasy looks like you've just invaded their home.
Hmm.
Then they see there's like a bunch of you and they just kind of like scurry off.
I'm going to drop the polymorph. I'm saying this to everyone and to the turtle. And then we are going to have a conversation. Understood?
So you're holding the turtle, and then you
Yes.
drop the polymorph and you're holding a full-size
No,
dwarf.
I was going to say this. And
Yep.
put the turtle down, drop the polymorph.
She got me
Okay.
made.
How far away from you? Did you
I
just
would
put it
pro-
in front of you so it's like 5 foot away?
I I put her down, pull out a pair of manacles, and then drop it.
Okay.
The plan is to potentially like shackle her behind her back up against the
So
pole with
her.
her hand.
Do you want to roll initiative or just let her attack you?
Oh, goody! My goodness, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
Okay, wait, no. Make an insight check.
Okay. 11.
Okay. She looks upset, and she's sort of there, sort of shakes out the clothing a bit, and just goes, "That was not very." And as she's about to say "nice," she launches forward to headbutt you
Okay.
in the face. So makes an attack roll. 17.
Ooh, I did not cast mage armor.
But do you
Yeah,
have
that-
shield?
If I have shield, my armor class becomes 17. That hits.
For 3 bludgeoning damage.
Just another day on the beaten
She's
Tanzanite.
actually not as strong as you expect.
She's a whole con, baby.
Okay.
And then she sort of settles down. You better have a real good explanation for what you did. That's not a joke. I don't find it funny.
Right. So,
No,
can't
you
explain-
be quiet.
no, you be
No,
quiet.
you be quiet.
You're the only one
No,
who started
no.
this whole thing with the drinking. No, shush.
No,
How
you
about
be
you
quiet.
both be quiet?
Does she have silence spell? She is going to cast a spell.
Counterspell.
Okay. It's only a level 2 spell.
And it fails.
Do you want me to give you another one? I'm just trying to make sure everybody here is honest.
Can we all just get along, Kovac? Please stop with the magic. You, stop with the magic. Everyone, stop being idiots. Oh, I just want to have a conversation. It was
Honest.
supposed to be a talk over drinks. You know, good, friendly conversation. She points this at Kovac. We did not mean any animosity towards you. I'm very sorry. My companions are obviously fools. I have no idea what they have been thinking. I am so sorry. Also, please don't let any of this reflect upon Thug. He is an upstanding, incredible half-orc.
I didn't know they were gonna do this.
I didn't know
He's
they were
alright
going
then.
to do this.
I don't think any of us knew they were going to do this apart from Kovac.
Yes, no, I didn't know either. Now, to the actual meat of the problem. Mug. Mug the Bard has been arrested supposedly for murder of a guard. And
Who
he
the fuck
told
is
us...
Mog?
The
Mug
naked
half
orc from
orc
your
bard?
story.
Yes, the one you mentioned about...
Oh, the naked one.
Yes,
Oh, is that his name?
that's
We
what he
don't
told
know.
us.
We're trying to figure out. Our friend
Regardless,
Mug...
he told us to speak to you about what happened there.
Oh. Well, then you're shit out of luck, because I cannot remember much of that either.
We kind of figured that you were both so drunk that you probably could not remember anything. But what you might be able to remember is small little details we can use to put together a story idea of what happened. We're trying to get him out of jail, okay? We just want our friend back.
What was he put in jail for then?
Murdering a
Okay.
guard.
And public indecency. That one we
No,
can...
the public indecency was the secondary charge. The main one that's got to be...
I
right
know,
now
we
is the
could
murdering of a
probably
guard.
dust that one
Oh.
under the rug with some coin. I hear that's how you do it.
It's paying a fine.
I don't think he killed anyone.
They're
I
saying
mean-
because it was a skull crusher dagger that was used, that it pins it on him.
Oh, you're talking about Scully. Skull Crusher. Ah, yeah, of course that's him. What's this stupid Mog thing? That's a silly name.
Wait.
Who would name their kid Mog?
That is
Aye.
calling himself.
Oh, no, I understand. It's like when we went to my home and we were all like, oh, wait, who is Feather on the Wind? I mean, what kind of name is that? No, I'm not really Storm. I am just Feather of the Wind. But you all know me. Yes, Storm is like nickname.
Ah, Feather of the Wind. I thought it would be mouth always open.
I'll show you whose mouth is always open if you're ready.
Hey, we were talking about a polite conversation, Storm. So shut it. If you can't say something
Like
nice,
how fast, how fast their idea of polite conversation is. I will beat you up.
I'm
That
going
doesn't
to.
go.
Also, do you understand why Mug and Jenna were so good drinking buddies?
I'm going to cast a minor illusion that is like a bust of Mug just in my hand.
As soon as you cast that, dispel magic.
Counterspell.
I like how Sam's the only one kind of sitting back and just being like, "This is fine."
It's the principle.
Oh,
Kovac, perhaps maybe you should explain to Gemma that what you're going to cast. See, she might be a little bit, I don't know, cautious about the fact you polymorphed her. Maybe explaining what you're doing first might be a good idea.
I'm going to cast an illusion to show you what our associate looks like.
And I am going to lose my mind.
Shush! You were going to be quiet because you're saying.
No, you're
nothing
going to shut up.
right now.
You be quiet.
Thog is
Be
going to
quiet.
pick
You're
up
an
both
invader
of
in
them,
this situation. What are you even doing here? Go away.
like kids.
me.
Just pick them
Go me.
and separate.
I'm like, can I just cast Entangle just so I can lock their arms and their mouths shut? I don't even have it prepared, but I want to do it.
Here's what I can remember. We started off doing some nice, friendly knife fighting in an alley, okay? All the good night drinking has knife fighting in an alley at some stage. You're following me
Sure.
so far?
We usually
So-
use our fists, but yeah, that makes sense.
Shush!
Detrimental to the story.
The crowds wanted the knife fighting, and those bloody guards, they thought there was something illegal going on in the illegal knife fighting, so they decided to raid the place. And it was, and I mean, they'd already been paid to look the other way, and then they're going back on a deal, the bastards. So we get out of there. There's a couple of people with us there who were 14 sheets to the wind. And we've been,
What does
They
that
start-
mean?
Drunk.
they were, it says something in Dwarvish.
I speak Dwarvish.
Ooh,
It literally translates as
Fuck you.
stomach like mud, mind like rock. Very drunk.
I'll translate.
And so we're running down the streets like them, trying to get away from these guardsmen. And then they said there's a little opportunity for us. They need people who can help them on the recovering a lost item that someone had taken from them, and they need to get it back. I know what that's all about. But anyway, it's a bit of a laugh there. I've gone into I don't even know what accent I'm at the moment. And so we think, why not? Bit of a laugh, bit of a story. And then something happened. And then something else happened. And I woke up with a hangover.
Wait, so it
So,
was the guards that asked you to fetch an item. Is that what I mean?
no, you brainless twit.
Sorry, it
We
was a
were
bit
running
confusing.
from the guards because the guards were trying to break up a
fight.
knife fight in an alley,
Yeah.
which they had already been paid not to break up.
So
Maybe
who
they had
a-
quarters or something.
So who asked you to get the item?
You know, a guy.
What did he
No, I
look like?
don't know a guy.
It was like a. One of them was a human. One of them was.
Were they
Actu-
male or female? Were they tall or short? Long hair, short hair? Do you remember anything at all?
Yeah, they had hair.
That helps. They're not bald.
Hmm.
Was it on their face or their head?
One of them had a tattoo on his face.
Okay. Were they also human?
That one was human. The other one What was it? The skin was a different color. I think he
Okay.
might have had small horns. You know, like a goat.
Okay.
Except no, the horns kind of went out sideways, a bit more like a coup.
Tiefling?
I could
Minotaur?
be. Nah, it wasn't that big. It was a bit of a
A
skeevy
mini
fella.
tour. What about a mini tour?
That's a good
Yeah.
one. If she hadn't have pissed me off, I would have laughed at that one, alright? Good. So, there was some... We had to get a book from over where the... It was in like the Purple Quarter, you know what I mean? There was some library there that there was like a book that we needed to give to someone else who wanted the book. And
Over
then they were going to give us some keys to another place. Oh, yeah. We had to get the thing. The thing in the box.
This is descriptive. I love it.
So, we're getting the thing. Oh, shite. What was in the box?
How many keys were there?
Before we got there, we had to
Can
climb.
someone just like read her mind? Where's Mug? So much
That
quicker.
was it. That was it. That was it. There was a chain set up between two of the buildings. It used to be so they could deliver books from one library to the other. That's it. The stupidest plan I ever heard. So we decided to climb over this big long chain. The problem was, Mog had just taken a huge dump and hadn't done his belt up proper. It got caught on the chain. And he's not that bright of a fella after he's had a few drinks. And he thought, well, if some clothes are coming off, the breeze is nice. To each their own. So we're
That sounds
climbing
accurate.
across the chain. We get the book. We give the book. We get the key. We're running down the street yelling, I got it, I got it. Some guards try to give chase, but they're wankers, so we leave them behind. We get a big building with a roof. We get in there and take the box. Just as we meet up with the same one, the tiefling and that other one. We're going to hand the box back to them. Those bastards tried to attack us. Aye, the sneaky fuckers think they can get away without paying.
Appalling. Unbelievable.
Aye.
So what did you do?
Well, I got Mug's body and got out of there.
Mug's body, did he fall unconscious?
Oh no, he's dead. Gone. Completely gone. He'd taken an axe to the side of the neck, a tiny little throwing axe.
What?
An axe. A thing you chop wood with. Or in this case, a thing you hit Mog with.
So then, why is he not? Okay, we'll get to that bit later. We'll get to that bit later. The most
and where
important
did you
bit
go
we
with
need.
his body? Did you leave
Oh.
the box behind? Did you take the box with you?
No, I'd handed the box back to the person, and then they tried to, like, when we asked for the money, which we couldn't remember how much money, but they said there was a lot of money. So we asked for the lot of money, and then they tried to give it back to us, but they said they didn't have it. We had to go down an alleyway where they had stashed it, and then when it was a thing. But no, there's a person here who can, for the right price, he can sort of help out if people have been unfortunately killed.
So you brought him back to life?
Ah, you remind that bastard Scully that he owes me 500 gold. I had to hand over my best diamond.
Diamonds!
I was waiting for it.
Aye, he owes me a big one.
Fuck, it's different. There's a diamond.
And so it wasn't until like the sun came up that it was better.
Okay.
So I left him with
And-
that. What was his name again? Started with K something.
Killian?
No.
I don't think we've heard it.
Car something.
Kovac?
No, that's a silly name.
Yeah, it's a silly name.
Khalid. Khalid. Oh, he's a poor, unfortunate one.
Is
He's
Khalid?
seen a bit too much. If you know what I mean. He's a bit.
Oh, poor.
Not one to judge.
Okay.
Where might we find Khalid if we wanted to talk to him?
You're probably gonna find him unconscious in an alley at this time of evening. You notice the sun has just gone down.
What is Kareed, if you don't mind me asking? Do we get that? Like, you know, human, elf, dwarf, grizzly, non-grizzly.
A way we might be
he's-
able to recognize him.
He's Vidalcan.
And I imagine he would reside in the Vidalcan Quarter. Does Khalid ring any bells?
Do you say that you imagine he resides in the Vidalcan
Yes.
Quarter?
Yes.
No, I don't think he actually resides anywhere at all. He's the polite way of saying is of no fixed address.
Of course.
I know you ones there are kind of like, you keep your emotions in a box under the bed, under the counter, it's way down.
In a book.
He's
Oh
not
yeah, that
like
is true.
Oh.
He's whatever you do to put him away, he's just all. It's like there.
I see.
Thor, could you please let me down? I am starting to feel a bit sore up here.
Still.
Are you gonna
think
be
you're
good?
good.
If she be good,
I'm going to
That's
punch
not
you
what
in
I
the
asked
box
you.
again.
is she going to be good? Then I will.
That's not what I asked you.
I will be
Actually-
good
And he
if she is good.
Nope. She's back up again.
Thog, I think we do have to kind of do it on both sides on this one. They both have to.
She's not coming down either until she says she's gonna be good too.
I'm happy up here.
How about
Punch
you
me
just
in the
hold them
box
near
again.
each other so they can kiss?
No, goodness gracious. Ugh.
Ew.
So many better
Rude.
things I could do.
I didn't think you
Yeah.
liked the small ones.
Gemma, Gemma,
Ew.
sorry.
I
did
thought there was
Bug
a bit of
have
a spark
dagger
with the
with
lie.
him? One with the skull crusher. Hilt.
He was using that in the fight, I think.
Did he have it with him when he ran?
Oh. I think
Because
he
that
dropped
was the
it.
that was the weapon they found in the and hence why he's being played.
Well, he kind of had it. He was buck naked.
Yeah, he was completely naked.
Well,
So, like, even if he did have it, he didn't have it. You know what I mean?
Hold on, he was naked. So where did he leave all his clothes? Which means he would also left his weapons.
it sounds
with
like he left it in the Vidalcan Quarter when he was walking across that chain across the two libraries.
Aye, are we on a
Just-
roof somewhere?
Well, I mean, it was a year and a half ago. I don't imagine there'd be much clue at this point.
But I think there was the yeah, I think he dropped the dagger when the guards raided the area.
Okay.
Raided the alleyway, where those totally legitimate sports going on.
Of course, legitimate.
Absolutely legitimate. I need to go to bed.
So if you're saying he killed anyone, I don't believe that.
No,
wouldn't
it's
have had
okay.
the
Neither
time.
do we.
The only thing is, well, I'm perhaps not the most reliable witness. I'm not saying I've had
Because you-
run-ins with the police, but police have had a run-in, like the guards have had run-ins with me, and the things have happened.
We
Do
need
you
to
know
find more
roughly what
evidence.
time it would have been when you dropped Mug off at this Karim fellow, the one that brought him back?
Oh, it was middle of the morning. I'd say probably around the 4th hourglass. Took me a while to find.
How long have you been dead
Uh,
for? Mug.
Oh, can't be that late. Bit after midnight, maybe.
Hold on.
It's only been about an hour after we were running through the streets.
So if that's the case, then Mug definitely could not have done it as he was dead. Did not have the weapon or any items on his possession at the time.
When did that alleged crime happen? If there even
Well, they
was a
said they
crime?
found the guard dead at the end of the shift, which was about 2 a.m. So the second hourglass.
Aye. Your friend was dead as a doorknob,
For an hour, and I know.
knocking on the doors to the afterlife.
And it sounds as though if Mug did drop his dagger in the alleyway in question, someone could have easily found it and used it to commit the crime
Aye.
hours prior.
You need to ask those guards over on the eastern precinct.
Oh, goody.
That was where the fight was.
Wait, it was over on the east side?
Aye, we started drinking at the Cauldron like we normally do. It's the best place in town, if you ask me, and not that you did, you. But yeah, we started drinking there, wandered over because we heard that there was a knife fight over by the east. It kind of moves around because some guards think it's illegal just because it's illegal. But anyway, so we go over there to the east.
What spell was used to bring him back then? Because that's not the resurrection. That resurrection? Resurrection. True resurrection.
dead.
Yeah. The guy could raise the dead. He's it's a sad
I would
case.
like to meet this person.
Yes.
They might know where to get diamonds.
We
Have I-
can endeavor.
He didn't know where to get diamonds. I had a diamond due to another totally legitimate encounter with some other people earlier.
Have I heard of this Vidalcan Kharid?
Make a history check.
Okay. Oof, that's only 11.
It does sound like a Vidalcan name.
Mm-hmm.
You suspect it's a first name. If you had a surname, that's the sort of thing that's more noted in the history books. You have heard of a couple of Kharids throughout Vidalcan history,
Mm-hmm.
but not specifically matching that.
Okay.
It's a slightly antiquated, old-fashioned name by modern Vidalcan standards.
Like Bernard.
Cornelius.
Hmm.
Trevor.
I have an uncle, Trevor.
Yeah, but is it Trevor or Trev?
No, it's Trevor.
Hey, so what you gonna do about her then? You got enough proof for to get old Scully Boy out of the lockup?
Well, if
Although if I know him, he's probably already started up an illegal still and gotten 14 people ready to revolt and kick the doors down by now.
Well, if you're not able or confident enough in being forth as a witness to defend him, that doesn't really leave us with much evidence to go on. It gives us leads to go after, but we still have a fair bit of work.
We need hardcore evidence.
Yes, or at least
Didn't you say?
witnesses.
Didn't you say you saw a videotape of Mug being all naked and running and saying things? So I mean, that's technically
No, that was
evidence
the,
that can be used.
That was in the warrant.
Yeah, I was about to say, what is a videotape?
Sorry,
that
I
was
Yeah.
the warrant in the
but that's
the
in
description.
within the warrant.
Mm.
That description was in there, so that can therefore, because it's a written down piece of information that they have on files, that is part of the evidence that can be used.
The warrant
Again,
did
if we
say
can-
naked at 11 o'clock at night.
So if it had a time, because I'll say Sam probably doesn't remember that much. Like if it has a time, a location, and then you get that and compare it with the other bits, but we need to make sure that we can we might need to get, I don't know, something else from one of the other locations of
At
death.
this stage, you hear a knock on the boarded up window that you climbed through.
Uh-oh.
Storm is flailing. Still being held up by Thog.
Yeah, Thog, I do believe we might be ending up in a bit of a scuffle. Can I please go down? And if you don't, I think my companion will get a bit angry, and Corin does growl at you.
He just
You
Goes
hear
to pat
a
Corin on the head.
a voice say, "The best course of action for you would be to step out into this alleyway. You are not in immediate danger."
Does that sound like anyone we recognize?
Not specifically. Does have a bit of a Vidalcan accent.
I'll take care of this.
No.
Not like-
Hey.
Yank.
Turtles.
I was about to say, you're going to turn all 4 of them into turtles. When you look
No
outside, you do.
sloths.
There's 4 people out there in case you sort of check through
Mhm.
another gap in the things.
And so, do I see like 4 Vidalcan or?
So you see one person standing in kind of well-off clothing,
Mhm.
a human. You see a Vidalcan slightly behind them, holding like a scroll case,
Mhm.
sort of off to one, like just holding it to the chest. Behind them, you see a Goliath with their tribe markings scarred out and like burnt off. And you see a dwarf there with spiked armor.
Okay.
Adventuring party number 2. Here we
Everyone's alternate
what-
characters.
So when we die, this is where we are.
I'm
What are
going
you talking
to.
about? The license
you-
fight.
As you, I'm going to assume you take a peek just to see what's going on,
Yes.
and you hear the human say, "You are safe here. We're not going to step on anyone's toes. We just want to talk."
I'm gonna switch to Vidalcan as a language.
Mhm.
And say, to whom am I addressing?
I am a freelance business consultant.
Consulting for whom?
The gentleman here. Actually, no. They will say, representative of the Valtress family. You would know the Valtress name.
Yes.
They are upmarket mafia. They are a cartel.
Oh God.
So they don't get involved in street crime directly. But the names within that family are connected. You've heard that they've been doing less in recent years while you were working your post. They were previously super well connected. They've let some of their territory be taken over by other people.
Okay. Well, what business do the Valtress family have with us?
Nothing through a window. If you do not have the decency to speak to my employer face to face, he would deem that an insult. I do not believe it would be a logical course of action for you to insult my employer.
That is entirely understandable.
I have given you word that you will be safe. If you do not believe my word, you are insulting me, and therefore insulting my employer, which is also a very illogical course of action. Would you
How
agree?
Storm just walks over and opens the door. Enough of this bullshit. What do you want?
We hear you are asking about things. We wish to know why.
We want to get our friend out of jail. Is that the problem?
Would that be the orc that was arrested out east?
Probably.
If you like, I can make that go away.
I don't think I'm allowed to let you do that. Kolvek, am I allowed to let him do that?
Absolutely not.
I can't let you do that.
You are representatives of the Xel'nari, aren't you?
Yes.
I am a cat.
Why, as an upstanding citizen, should I not assist the Xel'nari in their efforts? They do so much good in return for the community.
Of
I'm sure
course.
such an arrangement would be most beneficial. There's many things that I can assist the Xel'nari with.
It does not seem logical for the Xel'nari to engage in such business transactions with someone of the Valtres family's notable influence.
We are upstanding individuals. It's not like we're Weatherbees.
This conversation sounds incredibly political and I don't like it. What do you intend to do if you should help us, and what do you want in return?
I can get the charges dropped entirely.
How?
I do favors for people.
Okay. And what do you
People
ask
do
for
favours
these
for me.
favors?
There'll be a time in the future where someone else needs assistance and you can be a good citizen for others. It's how it works. We bring people together in a way that is beneficial for everyone.
Kovek, he sounds suspicious. I shouldn't trust him, right?
He
What
gives
if
a
we-
big grin and goes, "Oh, not suspicious. You know exactly what I am doing.
No,
Everyone knows exactly what I'm doing, but they still agree to the terms."
I have
What if
no
we
idea
don't-
what you're doing. I'm a
What
cat.
What if we don't agree with your terms?
Are there other terms that are more agreeable?
We are pursuing several rather compelling avenues of investigation and are confident that we may resolve this issue ourselves. So thank you, but no thank you.
Such a shame. I read in a report that you had leadership material.
I beg your pardon?
No.
Oh, there was a performance review.
Kovek's too irresponsible for leadership.
Okay, let's not start getting into petty things.
Going,
Stormy's drunk. I'm sorry, but she's speaking everything she thinks.
Shh. Storm.
You know what? That's fine. I
There's-
just walk over, letter restoration. You're good.
there was a performance review saying that you had leadership potential and could go very far in your organization. Or at
Who wrote
least
this?
there could be one of those forms submitted.
Cool.
I'm sure it comes with a certain stipend for research.
Okay, Kovek, don't be tempted by corruption. You guys get out of our faces. I mean this with absolute respect, but you are being incredibly disrespectful right now. Please go away and mind your own business. We will get out of your business, you can get out of ours. We have matters to attend to.
And at this moment, I actually do go and touch Storm and cast lesser restoration. No, we're stopping this.
What
If
are
you
you?
believe, if you
Oh.
believe that I cannot excel within my own organization by my own,
Oh.
own merit, then you clearly are not familiar with
Oh.
my work.
This is just making sure that your superiors know the effort and the abilities that you have. You clearly demonstrate.
Yes, which is what we do when we file every single one of our reports as is per usual and procedure. Duh.
It is not like I... No, I don't need to use the other offer.
Oh, you mean Daddy's money?
There's a reason I am not making a deal with a Weatherby.
Well, that's a good thing you're talking to one. Obviously, you
Which-
probably know who I am if you've read reports of everyone
Which
else.
one am I talking to?
Well, the one that joined the Xel'nari, duh. I want to kill him! I want to kill him!
Well,
Very well.
we really should be going, and so should
I
you.
extend an offer of friendship. And this is what happens here.
It has been taken note of. Perhaps we'll talk this another day over tea and scones. Deliberately
That's-
saying scones incorrectly.
Well, it
That's
is
fine.
scones.
I'm overdue for meeting with Gribbs anyway.
That
Hmm.
name, Gribbs. Hold on, we recognize that name, don't we?
That's the orc
Yes.
from the place we just left.
Cool. That was me saying it out loud, not Sam saying it. Out.
Yeah.
Just putting that there.
Is our mental link still up? It
Yeah,
lasts an
it-
hour.
It hasn't been an hour yet, no.
Okay. I will just
Bless you.
mentally send to Sam. Gribbs is crime boss. And it's bad news.
You get a vibe that this guy, if he represents the cartel, won't necessarily personally know all the criminal figures in town, but through his family could probably get a sit-down meeting with any of them. Just by, let's not offend people unless we need to. Just out of enforced politeness.
I see.
It's fine.
We mean no disrespect. We are just not interested in your proposal.
Those things go hand in hand more often than you would think.
Have a good day. I'm going to move to close the door.
The Vidalcan advisor says in Vidalcan, your logic is odd. I see why you made the choice, but not the reasoning. You need to spend more time around your people.
You need to spend less time with the Baltress. I shut the door.
You hear from behind you, or you are fucked. You're between a rock and a hard place there.
Oh, I'm well aware. We have to go right now.
Aye.
Unfortunately, our rock left. Sad face.
Before we.
There's a little bit of information you don't want to know, but you kind of have to know. I've seen him before.
That man?
Aye, the fancy one.
Was he at the knife fight?
Aye, and he was running, and he was paying us to take the book. And when we got there to the alleyway, when he said he was going to pay us, there was someone else there, another human guy with a beard, with an axe, who then tried to kill us as we were running.
Add
Got
this
Morg.
information. Oh, this is such a bad idea, but it's what Storm would do, not knowing. She's gonna run
That's
out.
a bad way to start a sentence.
She's gonna run out the door and scream out to him, "Wait!" and accidentally cast Hold Person.
Okay.
Because that's how this works.
Roll
with this thing.
initiative.
What is the...
Let
It's a
me
wisdom
hold it
save, isn't it?
Wisdom
Yes.
saving throw, yeah.
He gets a 13, which is
Ooh, I
going to
don't-
be close.
I think a 13 is a fail.
Yep, it's a fail. I believe the save is 16.
So he stops. The other guards see him freeze and immediately move in front.
Storm's just like, it worked! Wait, what? How did that happen? It happened again! Guys, it happened again! You didn't believe me, but it works!
What did you do?
I don't know!
The Vidalcan screams out, "Stop this!"
Storm, let him go.
I don't know how.
Stop
The
concentrating.
Goliath picks up the human and moves off. The dwarf puts an arm out to keep the Vidalcan behind them and is facing you down the alleyway and just is moving backwards and getting out of there.
Storm, there should be some kind of contraction in your mind. Let go. Let go. Tension, pressure, release it. Ease it out until it's gone.
Did I do it?
I would like to punch her in the leg to see if she loses.
Well, you're going to do 1 point of damage
Yes.
so that you can...
Actually, no, I do 0 points of damage because I'm negative 2 in strength.
Doesn't matter. I rolled 11 for a concentration check.
Yep.
Gonna
Okay.
punch you back. Ow! Thwack!
Are you just saying that you don't know how to manually...
Yes, but eventually when he gets out of range, it will...
in that case, make a concentration check. Difficulty 10. To see if you can force yourself to stop it. If that makes sense.
7?
So you're trying to focus your thoughts. What was breakfast?
I just get
But they
distracted.
get out of distance.
yeah.
Well, once they're around the corner, you can't see what they're doing.
I just wanted them to stop so we could talk to them.
That guy was kind of behind it all.
Jannar, tell me about the book now.
It was a book,
Yes?
leather cover,
Mm-hmm.
a journal, maybe?
Did
No,
you
not
ever-
a journal. Spell book. It was a spell book.
Did you
We
ever
were
open
super
it?
careful. Oh, hell no. You cannot trust a wizard.
Thanks.
Wait a minute. She reaches into her boobs, pulls out Bruna. Did it look kind of like this?
I gotta get me one of them. It was a little bit like that, yay.
Did it also talk to you?
I'm not drinking with you again.
I'm gonna tap on the tome of misspells and say, "Where's your nearest sibling that is in
About-
Bruna?"
About 10 foot away. Oh, that's not Bruno. Not nearby.
Somewhere in the city, perhaps.
Ash, are you planning on having any other ones in the city?
There is one in the city somewhere.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
I should say, I did not write it that this book was one of those books, but if it works in, that's even more poetic.
Now, Storm, remember when you were going off at Kovac about doing something that was very stupid without thinking and thinking about the problems that it would cause?
I'm gonna put the book away.
You just did that.
Yeah, I don't actually know how that happened. I've been trying.
But you did that. You acted without thinking, and now you created a problem for the rest of us.
Oh, but the difference is that it was unintentional and I did not think. Kovac
No.
intentionally did it and thought about it.
No, because not having control over your own danger and a liability.
I have
and thus
tried
you
to
should
do
be
this,
kept
like,
somewhere.
20 times and it doesn't work. I didn't know I could do it. I thought it was like a one-time trick.
But then you tried to do it, is what
No,
you were
I
just
didn't
saying.
try and do it.
Kovac,
Yes.
you get a voice in your head.
God damn it.
This is Mug. The food here sucks. They gave me a window so I can get out if I want. You found me an alibi yet?
We are on the case. Several compelling leads. Some obstacles yet to be overcome, including the Valtress. We will report back soon. Stay put.
You get another message from Mug saying, I forgot to tell you, don't go drinking with Jannar. She'll hit your kneecaps if you cheat. And then there's a slight pause, and then, what? Thanks. Like a little sheepish sort of.
Too late. We're with her now. Apparently you died? It's clear that you didn't commit this crime. Still trying to find compelling evidence of that.
Jenna sort of goes, we could try and get actual evidence from Khalid. See if I think he used to be somebody back in the day before it all went tits up.
It sounds very much like if we find other evidence that will insinuate the member of the Valtres family, we will be digging our own graves. So our best option is to get Mug an alibi. It should lift the warrant.
Aye, well, I can say that I was traveling with him, but I was very drunk.
I think if we can prove that he was dead at the time of the murder, it kind of gives for a solid alibi. Also,
You'd think so. Dead people, well, some dead people kill, but not all of them.
If you are willing to act as an alibi and can help us find Kareem, I think that should be enough to get Mug released.
Well, let's get going and try and find Creed then.
Yes, please.
Hey! We got a Grey Dev coming in with a party.
hey Gray, thank you for the raid.
Hello.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Shazoo.
How was Strem? How was Zomboid? Zomboid? Project Zomboid? Yeah, Zomboid.
To get the new people up to speed, they've just had like a weird back alley gangland confrontation where they refuse to sell out to the mafia and are now trying to find a messed up cleric to provide an alibi for their crazy bard. That's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up nicely.
So, you spend the next couple of hours going through some of the back streets and back alleys of Tanzanite. These are the sort of areas where Kovek, the guards, do not travel. So it's a little bit of a sad undercity, where as much as there's the hustle and bustle and finance and commerce, people are always overlooked and fall between the cracks. There are certain churches that help out, but there is a bit of a population of people who are down on their luck. And eventually you find an old Videlkin who is sitting there with sort of leaning up against the alleyway wall. He's got a half-finished bottle of something cheap, and he's just kind of singing softly to himself.
So at this point, it's like nighttime, right?
Yes, well and truly.
So Kovek probably has out a hanging lantern and would say, how do we want to approach this?
Don't look at me, I got no idea. My options are punch.
Okay. So if no one has any objections, I will initiate the conversation.
Kovek, no magic.
Yes. Of course. Just culture and charm. You know me.
Smile and nod.
Indeed.
And look tired.
Mm-hmm. I will approach and I will give kind of a
Sorry guys, I'm gonna say as we continue the search, Xantix at some point is going to announce he'll head back to the district to look at the paperwork that was submitted about the arrest warrant and that, because unfortunately I have to go to bed. I'm up tomorrow, so I'm gonna say good night to everyone.
No worries. Good night.
But yeah, that's why I'm not with you guys now. I'm gonna be off doing that and then figure out getting back next week. Hope you guys have a good rest of the session, and I hope everyone has a
It's
good
probably going to
rest.
wrap up soon, but yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Anyway, bye guys.
Bip, bip.
So yeah, you see Kharid lying there. He's got sort of a thin, wiry build. He's middle-aged for a Vidalcan, whatever age that puts him at.
Like
Kind of world-weary, and you notice like a redness around the eyes. And he just kind of looks up.
I'll
and he-
extend like an old-fashioned Vidalcan greeting, kind of like a good day, but in Vidalcan, and switch to common.
He replies with the formal, may the waters be warm and your future bright. It's not safe being here. You shouldn't be here.
I can say the same to you.
I'm fine. I've been here for a while. I'm okay.
I'm glad that you are okay. Would we be able to have a conversation with you?
It's a Can you leave the weapons behind?
Yes, I see no reason. For
You
this
notice
to
he
be-
doesn't have any. Yeah, doesn't have any weapons. No dagger. No knife for cutting up apples.
I see no reason for this to be a dangerous encounter. Friends, if you could leave your weapons to one side, we may converse. Excuse me.
He reaches out with one hand and sort of pushes the bottle of wine over if you want some. And you see that he's got a series of scars up his arm.
What do the scars indicate?
Do you ask that, or you
I am trying to, like...
investigation if you're trying to
yes.
get some deduction from it?
But that's investigation better than 18.
You think he has been in many battles.
Okay.
Yeah. They are defensive wounds, so to speak.
Okay. Do you require aid?
That is a funny sentence. All the gifts I need, I give myself. And he goes to cast a spell.
Okay. Do I recognize the
I
spell?
just need to check if he can cast the spell. Yes. So suddenly there is a massive jug of water and like 24 plates of food.
I see.
I like to help.
Could you help us now?
I don't know what I'm doing these days.
Well, perhaps you can tell
You
us
notice
about...
that his eyes are starting to well up, and the redness you recognize is that he's been crying.
I can't fix that with lesser restoration.
There's no cure wounds of the soul.
I mean,
Perhaps
I can cure him from his
He-
life.
He takes some of the food and idly puts it in his mouth, obviously getting no joy from the taste or sensation.
Perhaps you could tell us about a time that you did that you helped someone. We have a friend who you brought back to life.
I've done that for many people.
Do you have diamonds?
Thousands killed, hundreds brought back. What sort of ratio is that?
It's something.
I've taken so much more than I've ever given. Is there one in particular?
Well, this is an opportunity to give back a life that is being wrongfully taken.
Did you say I already helped them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This
Have they been killed again?
No,
no.
but they're being framed for a crime they did not commit because they were dead.
Okay.
And you brought them back. That is the only reason they are alive. And here,
And they're still alive?
they are now,
Yes.
yes.
Ah, good.
But
Good.
at the time of the crime they're being accused of, they were not alive.
He just starts sort of staring off for a moment.
We
He
kind of
looks
need
back.
you to help with the witness testimony, sort of like putting pieces together is kind of where we're going with this.
I need to be a witness that he was dead.
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
An
Who-
alibi.
Who was this?
Jenna, what did you call him?
Scully.
No, the other name.
I called him Scully, you called him Mog. You gave him the dumb name.
No, he gave himself the dumb name, actually. But,
Well,
Oh,
not entirely.
his full name was Skull Crusher, which is the wankiest name I've ever heard, and I've heard some doozies. I'm Brewhelm, and I think he has a bad name.
I'm going to say, I'm going to cast an illusion that will show you his appearance. Okay? I'll cast minor illusion, creating a bust of Mug in my hands.
Oh, that poor boy. He was so confused. He
Wait,
wanted
what?
to know how he could be a warrior. He thought that he was told that he should be strong as a warrior. We sat for hours talking about war and the fools that seek it for glory, for honor, for position. He's a good kid. You say he's arrested?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah.
His weapon was used.
Where
in...
is he? And he's starting to, like, stand up.
Eastward, I think.
He casts a spell. You recognize it as neutralize poison.
Okay.
Oh, he was fucking drunk.
Take me to the precinct.
What would you do if we put you there?
I would give evidence that that boy is not a killer.
Do we need anything else? We
Well, we
good.
have two witnesses that will... And, the
And
timeline
one
will
is
back that up.
definitely willing, and I look back at the
Mhm.
dwarf, and you are as well. Yes.
They will know who I am. The Al-Kahir name, the Al-Kahar name still has some weight.
What was that surname?
Al-Kahar.
The dwarf
Not
did say that.
alcohol.
You would recognize that as a strong military lineage. The Xel'nari doesn't have a lot of military forces. You heard of a General Al-Kahar?
He pushed you out of the way before he died. No.
I don't need this right now. I don't want a tragic backstory.
So yeah, you know that there have been some high-ranking military officers within that family.
Ray's dead. We could just bring back the guy who pushed you out of the way, in theory, if we could pay for it. This guy could
That
get the
would
spell.
require true resurrection. It's been years.
It's been more than 10 days, that's for damn sure.
That's fair.
And he sort of stands up tall, like, looks around at his clothing and goes, "That'll have to do. Take me to the precinct. I'll let them know what they can do for framing people for murder."
Oh, we actually have a suspicion of
That we will be keeping to ourselves until we can speak to the captain.
Okay.
That is how it is done, Storm. I
So you'll go stomping through the town after dark.
Mhm.
You get a couple of the guards kind of give you a bit of a where you're going with so many weapons this time of night, because you all got mixtures of arms and armor on your person.
Except for Storm.
But it's mostly just a seen to be seen sort of thing.
Mm.
And you get to the Eastern Port precinct.
Okay.
And your new friend strides in. He's now head held tall, walking in, and goes up to the desk and demands to speak to the duty supervisor, and just gives him a military-style bollocking. Just a, like, drill sergeant sort of, "This is not acceptable. You will do this here. This is the way that this city stands for something. You will uphold those duties as been entrusted to you. I am a person. I am a citizen of this town. And this is the way that this will go. I don't care what you think is going on here. There will be hellfire rained down if you do not do the right thing in this circumstance." And enough that a mug is changed to a private cell,
Mm-hmm.
and you get a interview with the captain first thing in the morning. And he prepares a written statement to be used. You notice that the statement is like about 4 lines. Signing off is about 7, including
Many titles.
titles and defender of the Second Fleet at the Battle of like putting all the weight. It looks unless there's 2 options. He is an outright crazy man liar, or he is a war hero who's been broken by what he has done. At the
Why not
moment-
both?
And yeah, in the morning, do you decide to turn back up at the precinct?
Yep.
You get to meet the captain, a grey-haired dwarf who's a sort of thick-barreled chested, stern-looking man. Sort of sees you in, gives you all a nod, but there's a deeper nod of acknowledgement to Kovac.
I think Kovac would just, by sheer instinct, walk into his room, stand at attention, go to salute, and then go, "Oh, wait."
You get the curl of the, like, just the lip and the mustache, sort of, as finds that slightly amusing.
Mm-hmm. Hold habits, Captain.
I believe there's some issues over some charges.
Indeed. Have you had time to review our new evidence?
I must say I am entirely upset with this situation.
How
There
so?
has been a miscarriage of justice
Okay.
that I am required to go along with but do not agree with. The charges have been withdrawn.
Who by?
Someone higher than me. As there are no charges, we are forbidden from investigating any further. Allegedly so that we do not anger the Xel'nari.
Oh, it's in
But
Kovek's
it-
head. She'll just hear, "Oh, it's that twat."
But even if you were to give permission, we are strictly forbidden from investigating any further.
I see.
You get there's like a bit of a pause, and he's sort of locking eyes with you, Kovek. You kind of get a bit of a extra, because you have known him for some time, you get a bit of extra read on the, he knows things are going on, but he can't, his hands are tied.
We've had conversations like this before, I'm sure.
Yeah. The good news, your friend is free to go.
Good.
What's the bad news?
The bad news is a guard is dead and no one has faced justice.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Kovac,
Yes?
although this particular circumstance can no longer be looked into because it is now under Xel'nari jurisdiction, nonsense, bullcrap. I don't know what that means. But, we could, in passing conversation, mention an individual in which we suspect might be partaking in illicit activity who may or may not be.
You hear a voice from the back of the
Convenient.
room say, "Hey, it wasn't me." And there's Mug standing there.
No, I meant the ugly Vigdelkin.
Well, I have to say, whatever you did to get the general here to speak on your friend's behalf, it had ruffled some feathers. It seems that has caused the charges to be withdrawn.
Oh.
Yes, but if you want justice, we could point you in the right direction. Even if you cannot investigate this particular circumstance, you could look into other.
If I cannot proceed within the law, I do not proceed.
Oh no, they are definitely doing criminal activity. You could definitely get them for something else.
I'm sure Kovek will pass on the lessons that I taught her, that you need to investigate things within the law at all times.
I don't
The
really
guidelines were there for us to make sure that we do not become as the criminals are.
I don't understand. Also, I don't know what all your laws are. I just go by the basic, moral compass of don't kill people, probably shouldn't
unless they're
steal
gnomes.
things. She doesn't do it on purpose.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all
no.
chat, man.
Don't intentionally kill people.
Yeah.
Don't
Of
kill
course,
people
Captain.
if you can avoid it. Try to talk
No
things
gnomes were harmed in
out.
the making of this.
Episode.
Don't steal things because they're not yours. You have to trade for them. Although you guys don't really trade very much. You kind of use coin for a lot of things. It's kind of weird.
Yes, I have.
Of course, Captain.
Some
I'm
of
su-
my guards have had to explain laws to some new visitors that are similar to you.
Yeah, we don't live by the same way that you people do. Let me just say it is very strange and very constricting and unusual. Our people
We
just
had
have
to
a
get that
natural
off
moral
a roof
compass.
because they fell asleep.
That's pretty normal. Don't you have catnaps?
not on other people's buildings.
But that's where the warmest stuff is, on the roof. You know, you get
Yes,
prime
they were right
sunshine.
next to the chimney.
Yes, it's warm. I don't
But-
see the problem.
There's a look. Everyone else sees a look pass between the captain and Kovac as you see. As Storm says, "I don't see the problem." There's this look of, "Oh, you poor thing." Only for a fraction of a second,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I think, yeah, at this point, Kovac will turn to the captain and say, "Well, Captain, of course, I understand completely. We will do no such investigation on this case, as that would be outside the law. Of course, if we were to have unintentionally attracted the ire of certain criminal elements who may be seeking comeuppance, and we were to stop them, that would, of course, be entirely lawful."
if
Why is it
you
okay when you
find
say
out-
it?
It's all about the wording.
Yeah, but I'm more charismatic than she is.
But you
Look at
don't
me,
know the
I'm
way
so
this is
flat.
Thog's gonna lean in and just be like, "But they're using that smart speak stuff."
I know, it's so stupid. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's just
Hey,
a bit
Thog.
confusing.
How the hell did I not see you there?
Hey, Captain. No trouble this time. I haven't started any fights.
No, that was Mug. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I love the idea of Thog knowing Killian. No, that's amazing.
Like,
he's
Thog
he's
knows
gotten into
everyone
a
and is
few.
never on good terms.
It's generally on.
Yeah.
He's lovable and people will just accept him as he is.
So, the captain goes, "Kovac,
Yes.
we'll have to have lunch and discuss how things are going.
Of course.
There's things that are happening in the city that keep me very busy, but will make time. For the rest of you, on behalf of the city, I apologize that there was a need to arrest one of your consultants. I would recommend that he fills out the documents at the gates correctly from now on. And to you, Mr. Skullcrusher, I hope that your family do not see this as a problem." And Mug's kind of sheepishly going, "No, it's fine."
Storm just like suddenly remembering she did not fill out any paperwork when she entered the city.
I think it was Kovac filling out everyone's, but Mug
Yeah,
said
Kovac
he
filled
knew
it out
his.
for-
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Because you
Storm
probably did
didn't
all
have-
this official Xel'nari stamped ones.
Mm.
Oh, I get it.
And he doesn't usher you out, but his assistant comes in and says, "Oh, there's that thing you need to attend to," so he kind of motions for you to leave. And there is one last thing that happens, because I am aware that the time is getting a bit late. When you get back to Xel'nari headquarters, there's a letter addressed, very nice hand, to Kovac.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "You looked very out of place in the bar. Has the game begun again? I have missed you."
What?
I'll
It's
just
not
say
signed.
you recognize the handwriting though.
Who is the handwriting?
An old acquaintance.
You chased him or
Sorry, what? Could you repeat that? Could you repeat that? It's what, sorry?
It's my Moriarty.
and the middle line there was, "Shall we begin again, or shall we continue the game?"
Uh,
I evidence. I have physical evidence. I have everything. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him so bad. Oh my
Well,
god, you have no idea.
With your intelligence, you'd also recognize that the previous time you were playing cat and mouse, it was with crimes appropriate to the guard. You're no longer a guard. So if he's playing cat and mouse with you, there's a chance that it might escalate to crimes or actions appropriate to affect the Xel'nari. Which your Moriarty might step up to world politics. I'm just putting that out there.
Your Moriarty is Mug.
Amazing. That would be fucking brilliant.
I'm so upset.
Well, it's in your city, so of course there's going to be some storylines that revolve around you. There was a whole sub-thread about Sam's family, but I couldn't find a way to tie that in.
Oh no,
time.
it's fine.
But yeah, that was a little a one-shot, get a bit of fun and a little bit of insight into Mug with him entirely off-screen and off-stage for the entire thing.
Yes, of course, Mug.
It's okay. Storm doesn't use her real name either.
Yeah, but Kovac has Mug's full real name, and it's something.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to a good time to use it.
So, thanks to everyone who's been watching. Thanks for all you players for playing. It's fun to give Ash a bit of a break, have him a chance to just chill, relax, and play the game.
And be stupid.
Yeah. I wanted it to be a bit of kind of The Sopranos crossed with The Hangover. Was sort of a bit of the vibe of some of the parts that I was going for.
Sounds good. I do hope that I didn't overstep with the whole polymorph thing. It just seemed... It's what Kovac would have done.
Yeah.
Which I know is like such a common line in role-playing games where it's like, it's what my character would have done. So apologies if I overstepped.
But also there's some juicy threads for Ash to pick up on and run with should he choose.
Oh yeah.
Because good times.
Yeah,
now, I think we
Groups
need to
wants
find
you.
someone to raid as well.
Yep.
And speaking of which,
please.
thank you to all those who have raided tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
It's now time for us to pass on the love to someone else.
Cast
Exposition
is streaming. They've been going for about 2 hours.
Yeah,
That
that
Throw
sounds
them
good.
some love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They're only on their 4th session, so it's pretty early on in the
nice.
campaign. Yeah.
Let's do that.
5 viewers. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, we'll give them.
Send some love over. The Fallen Star, Session 4. That sounds cool.
Oh my goodness, Ira. Please, please get some rest. Good lord.
Go sleep.
But yes, thank you everyone for hanging out. There will be no Tuesday game this week because of life things, so our next session will be the same time this game was running next week. Thanks everyone for coming along. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the raids. Thanks for you guys. I don't know. Thanks for everything. Yeah, I'm going to pop us to the end screen, and we'll catch you in the next stream. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.